Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday, March 11th, Tuesday, March 11th, Tuesday, March 11th, Tuesday, March 11th. Feeling like heaven, it's Tuesday.
It's March 11th.
It's Tuesday. It's
Feeling
March
like
11th.
heaven.
It's Tuesday. It's
Feeling
March
like
11th.
heaven.
It's feeling like heaven. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wide Open. 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's the morning in America. But good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be watching all over this wide open world. Thank you for joining us. We are locked in for the next 3 hours. Nothing you can do about it. Only thing you can do is like chill out. You know what I'm saying? Relax to the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Drop the top in the convertible. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 79 degrees in North Texas, DFW Metroplex.
That's crazy.
I think we're finally in spring. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice.
It kind of feels like
I think the butterflies are butterflying.
Hey,
I think the bees are buzzing.
hey,
So call your cousin.
hey.
Don't talk about nothing. Just
Nothing.
Wow.
Oh,
It just-
damn.
that was the shortest song of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
run it back one more time for the Lord.
We're gonna leave that out.
or just scratch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we got a song that's only gonna last for 22 seconds, we can't even catch a vibe that quick. That's not gonna happen.
That's funny.
Anyway, people, I'm so grateful you're here. Hope you guys had a great evening, great night, and you know what I'm saying. Now we just chilling. It's a good day today, man.
It's
I got
a
a comedy
great
show
day.
tonight.
Let's
Got a comedy
go.
show tonight. Got a comedy show tonight. If you in the DFW Metroplex, you still got time to pull up.
Where you at?
I
There's-
think
There's general admission tickets available. Most of the tables are already sold out for
Yep.
like the two tables and then
Yeah.
for the 4 homies.
Yep.
But if you're just trying to pull up with your friend or by yourself, pull up.
Pull up, pull up, pull up. Addison Improv tonight. 7:30, I think it starts.
It's at 7:30 tonight.
It's a 7:30 show.
Doors are at 6. So
doors
what
at
that
6.
means, if you've never been to a
Ah.
comedy show,
Yeah.
that means you can pull up at 7:15. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
The doors just happen to be opening at 6 if you want to get there early to get your drinks and your food.
Yeah, that's right. Come in, get a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eat some good food.
It's not that good.
Settle in.
Not for the diet we've been talking about.
Oh,
club-
yeah.
it's club food.
I'm just gonna have some pepitas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I have a bag of pumpkin seeds I carry with me everywhere I go.
yeah.
So, I'm using this again.
I
It's
know.
still-
I was about
oh,
to say
my-
that too.
I
was
told
like,
y'all to remind me
I
though.
know.
I told y'all to remind
I'm telling
me.
you.
I
I'm
can't.
like,
I can't remember everything.
You know,
what
I'm gonna
saying?
get her
have-
name. I'm gonna get her name from you, and that way we can just tap in directly with her.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
what I need to do.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
she's gonna get an influx because the people want to order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe God's protecting her.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she'll be overwhelmed and it won't even be a blessing. It'll be a burden. She was like, I ain't got time to be making all these eucalyptic sticks.
Like, hey, it's so crazy.
So hilarious. Hey, it's really true though.
And the fact that you don't even remember what it's called and the label is off of the thing because you use it so much,
Yeah,
you're like,
man.
hey,
It's worn
I don't
out.
even know what it is.
But I got like 4 or 5
But I
other
gotta get it.
stashes, and
I
I don't
gotta
share
get it.
them. I don't share them at all.
But I gotta
I have like anytime the family asks for something, I pull out that last little stash of Carmex I got,
Amen.
and I flick that at them. They think I'm being generous, but
They think I'm being
I'm just getting rid of inventory I don't even use anymore. It's hilarious.
Two things can be true.
2 things can be true, bro. I'm generous and I don't use this no
flicking
more.
these things at you.
Tim is just so nice. He'll give you if you ask to borrow the Carmex, he'll give you a whole stick. Nigga don't even use it.
It was just convenient.
It was just convenient, bro. It just I got a 4-pack left that I'm trying to dump off right now. The seal ain't even broken on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I care about your moisture on your lips.
Yeah,
Here you
yeah.
go.
Hey, but I will say though, man, I take hygiene very seriously. I take being ashy seriously. Like I'm not gonna be ashy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Never seen you ashy.
and I don't do cracked lips and stuff like that. I got nice full lips. I'm not gonna be sitting up here, you know what I mean, with a white ring around it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing the LL Cool J all day, licking my lips,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is a ash awareness environment too, because
It
I
is.
know, like I be pulling up. I'm like, am I ashy today?
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
We're hyper aware.
Hey, and we got lotion everywhere. Like
lotion is in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, we
Sometimes
don't
I gotta
we,
hit
we
it,
don't
I'll be
play.
like,
We
hey.
don't play, man. We don't play. Like we got to make sure. And then the boys, anytime my boys wear shorts, I'd look right down at their knees. I'm like, hey, dude, your last name is Ross. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're gonna show up in anybody's environment like this?
Yeah.
Like, go put on lotion. Like, we'll put back in the car. I'll do a check. Get back in that house, man. What are you
Back,
doing?
dog.
What are you doing, man? Your last name is Ross.
Oh man, that's good.
They gonna think I got ashy kids, and I don't care, and I do. Uncrustable. You right, Athena. Roll call. Where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? Where are y'all at? Tim, the moisture plug. You right, Phoenix. It is the moisture plug. Creebin. We already know. Oh, I got engaged in Paris on Friday. Congratulations, Aaron.
Great
Liverpool. My man is engaged. All right, Lamarck, Texas, Bahamas in the house. Marks, Mississippi in the house.
Come on, Rodney.
Rocky Mountain, Virginia's in the house. Philly's in the house. Columbia, South Carolina, Toledo, Ohio, Kansas City, Bournemouth, UK, Jersey. In Jersey, washing dishes. Okay, that's early.
Joyzy.
Trinidad and Tobago, working in Toronto, Canada. Let's go. Hyde Park, New York, Trinidad. What's up, all of my island people up in the building? Thornwell, Louisiana, Canton, Mississippi, Tampa, Florida, Rock Hill, South Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, Vacaville, California in the house.
Vacaville.
Michigan State University, Germany. What's up, Germany? Let's go. Davenport, Iowa, Phoenix, Rochester, Ankeny, Iowa, Ottawa, Canada. Let's go. Ontario, Canada. Good morning from Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, Sarasota, Florida, Africa, South Africa, Port Elizabeth. Let's go. Kennesaw, Metz, France. Let's go, Marine. I'm getting used to you now, Marine. Houston, Texas, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Let's go. Melrose Park, Illinois. Hawaii, we awake. Let's go. Misha,
Wow.
you awake early. It's early in Hawaii. Austin, Texas, Culpeper, Virginia, Malaysia in La Casa. Let's go, Daphne. Good to see you.
Love you.
Auckland, New Zealand. What's poppin',
Hey,
Laggy?
John.
What's poppin', Laggy? Bloomington, Minnesota. Bloomington, Illinois. I didn't know there was two. Bloomington, Minnesota, and Bloomington, Illinois. Chicago in the building. Union City, University of Toronto. Mount Vernon, New York. Money earning Mount Vernon. You better put some respect on that.
I know.
Dumfries, Virginia. Keller, Texas. Vegas, born. Let's go. Aubrey. 1:07 a.m. North Melbourne. Represent.
Whoa.
Dan.
Hey,
Early.
Jack.
This is your late show.
We appreciate
Jack.
you.
Hey, man. I would love for you to hang out with us for 3 hours, but I have no expectation. If you fade, you deserve to.
Please
You
go to
probably
bed.
had a long day,
Amen.
because I can't have you going to bed at 4 a.m. talking about it was my fault. Illinois. Hey, but also, I stayed out in the club till 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they'll be
I
all right.
mean,
At least they're up for the right thing.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Somebody said, can y'all upload these podcasts? Are we not uploading the podcast?
Yeah, they're on. Yeah.
People are still struggling to find them.
Yeah,
Because we're on a completely different RSS feed.
Yep.
Obviously,
We're trying to reconcile that, y'all. Hopefully, we'll have that figured out in a couple of days. Hopefully, if not just the next 5
Amen.
days or so. In the meantime,
link in description if you want it directly.
that's right. Link in the description. I don't need to get into all that.
Everybody got the links. Just jab at us.
yeah, absolutely. Look,
you can't find
link in the description.
Upset the world.
Derek said, "Don't be lazy."
Moreno Valley in the building. What's cracking?
Come on.
Toronto, Canada's in the building.
Hey, G.
Glen Ellen, Illinois. Never heard of
Where's
it.
that?
Joliet, Illinois. Come on, all y'all.
Oh.
Pau, France.
Wow.
Pau. Instead of wow.
Bow wow.
Pero
Bow
pau.
wow.
Better bow.
Pero pau.
Bow bow.
South Africa representing.
Dude, is that Germany too?
Germany's up in here. Foxborough, Massachusetts. Chicago, Illinois. Bremerton. Torrance, California. What's up, Torrance? You know I know. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What's up,
Bed-Stuy.
Hey.
Medellin.
Hey.
Fresno,
Medellin en la
California.
casa.
Hey,
Albuquerque, Omaha, Nebraska. Inwood. We know Janice is up in the
Yeah.
building. She at church on time.
What's up, Janice?
Temecula, California.
Oh.
Oh, it's Poe. Oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
Poe.
Oh, it's Poe. Please forgive me.
Oh, Poe.
Marine, thank you. You got to help me with my French. You got to help me with my French. You got to help me with my French. Tripping. I can only learn one language at a time.
I took French in high school. The only thing I learned was à la pour, because I'd always get in trouble. So that's it. Go to the door.
Oh, really?
It's oui, oui, and à la pour. Go to
À
the
la
door.
pour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, parlez-vous français?
I don't know what that is.
Antigua. Yeah, you definitely miss French. Antigua. Man, bro went to
He
the
was like,
door.
je ne sais pas, je ne sais pas.
Bro went to the door before the greetings. Hector must have just sat down and been like, French freaks? And they were like, go to the door. Go to the door. It was like little 9th grade Hector. French freaks? Go to the door.
À la pour.
Yeah, à la pour. Get out. Kampala, Uganda. Let's go. Taunton, Massachusetts. Ventura, California. Huntsville, Alabama. Sacramento, California. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Crip Rockin' for Christ. Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I've infected the chat.
I read that too fast.
We infected the chat. Oh my gosh, Hector.
The French language is such a romantic, beautiful language.
It is beautiful.
Spanish, French,
Gorgeous.
Italian. Those are the romantic languages. Birmingham, Alabama. All right, Suffolk, Virginia. All right, roll call's over. What y'all doing today?
We're done.
Well, yeah. What y'all doing today? 675 people in the chat. Shout out.
Y'all.
We love you guys so much.
Love
Hope
y'all.
you're doing well. Let me get my propane tank from over here because I need more access to it.
So we got Menendez Brothers, we got the Finnish church, and then we got the Trump buying Tesla. Which vibe we want to hit?
I want to talk about the Menendezes first because
Okay.
these are my, I was in LA when all this went down. Like for Cali people, and Derek is around my age.
Yep.
Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker was crazy, and the hood caught him.
Yeah, the hood
The
caught
hood
him.
caught him.
Yeah,
The police couldn't catch him.
that's exactly right.
Some of the neighbors caught dude trying to creep into the house.
That's exactly right.
That's the
and
Night
Molly
Stalker.
and Molly whopped him.
Boo bopped him.
Yeah, dotted him up.
Got him.
You know what I'm saying? Until the authorities arrived.
Yo, and he was causing he was terrorizing people at that time, bro.
We you know how summers were, man.
Yeah,
And
you
you
had
had to
to crack
keep
that
you had to
thing.
crack the window open and to keep it closed because of this dude.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know where bro was gonna be slithering through next.
Dude, and
Nah, the hood
we
had
didn't know
to-
what HVAC was back then too. It
No.
was like natural AC. Crack the window
That's
open.
exactly right, bro. That's the Cali way, bro. And so, we had the windows that went like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You
The-
had
the
to do
little
that.
circle
Yeah,
things?
yeah. You got to do
Yeah.
that to the window. So anyway, we battle tested on this front. We had Charles Manson, Richard Ramirez, then the Menendez brothers. So the Menendez brothers murdered their parents
Lord have
in
mercy.
cold blood. 1989. I was 14 years old when
Yeah.
this story broke. And it was all this stuff was closer to me because my mom worked for the LAPD. So it's not just that it was hitting the news and I was some aloof kid running around.
Right.
These are things that became dinner table topics.
Yeah.
When my mom came home, like, yo,
Yeah.
you got it. You know what I'm saying? This is what's
Dude.
going on. You know what I mean?
And if I'm not mistaken, too, this was one of the first times where Court TV and the Menendez trial was actually aired.
Aired the whole
on
thing.
television.
That's right.
So
That's right.
like the world was watching.
The world was watching this, and I mean, Cali gave us some must-see TV on
Yeah.
the legal front with
Yeah.
the Menendez brothers.
Yep.
The OJ trial was dubbed the trial of the century.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? That
everybody
was the
remembers.
most watched trial in the 20th century. Point blank period.
I gotta ask you, where were you when the white Bronco was driving down the 405?
If I know the exact date,
Yeah.
If you pull up the exact date that was,
We got
Yeah.
you, brother.
I can almost
got you.
tell you for certain where I was.
Because I remember, like, it's like one of those things that happen in life, right? Where you're like, oh, I remember where I was when that happened. I remember where I was when Aaliyah died. I remember where I was when the Bronco happened. Like so many things, right? And that's one of those pivotal things because like the whole world stopped and everybody was like, OJ's running with his boy down the 405.
So I can tell you exactly where I was when Aaliyah died. Like the exact moment I found out. I was in the Bahamas with Juliet.
Wow.
I was in Nassau.
Wow.
I was in Nassau.
She was flying back from the Caribbean, wasn't she?
She was in the Bahamas. She was just on a different island.
Wow.
That thing was sobering.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That thing was sobering, bro. All right, June 17th, 1994. June 17th, 1994. Hold on. I'm a nerd for this kind of stuff. Like, I really
Man,
am.
you have a good memory, bro.
Yeah. If he says I remember exactly where it was, like I feel like
Phenomenal memory.
I was a junior in high school. I was a junior in high school, so I was 17. Dang, I was my daughter's age when this happened. Wow.
All right, so June
I didn't
17th,
exist.
1994 is a Friday. So I would have been in Apple Valley at the crib watching it on TV. That's where I was.
Dude, I was on.
I was watching it live on TV
Yeah.
on Red Hawk. That's the street we
Wow.
lived on.
Wow.
I was watching it live on TV, June 17th, 1994, Red Hawk Lane. That's where I was.
Dude, I was with my homies on 4th Avenue and Moss Street in Chula Vista, California. On Fridays, after the football games, that's when the homies would, like, the football games would play, and that's where the activity would start.
Yep.
Just like how y'all used to cruise Whittier.
Yeah, for sure.
And Crenshaw,
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff. We used to cruise Highland and National City.
Okay.
So on Fridays, after the football games, we would link up on my homie's block. He lived right on a corner on a super busy street.
Yep.
But we would all be on the porch.
Yep.
And we were right by two places that everybody would go to. So it was just jumping. And I remember it was like the afternoon, like the 5 o'clock news, like right before the 5 o'clock news, I feel like, if we were to research.
Yep.
But I remember like the whole world stopped. And again, just like Thriller we were talking about yesterday at lunch.
Right.
Everybody went to a TV and
For sure.
was just watching OJ.
The slow chase.
OJ just shutting down like the whole city of LA during rush hour traffic. It like stopped LA because you get into an accident in LA
And
traffic.
people were cheering.
Bro, it was
They were
wild.
on the overpasses like within people had signs like within it seems like minutes.
Like they knew exactly where he was.
It was surreal, bro. OJ had us in a chokehold, fam.
I
Yeah.
didn't exist.
You weren't alive?
I was not alive.
Oh.
Juli, were you alive? 1994.
I was 97. Me and Julie were in heaven. Oh,
Y'all were chilling.
I'm sorry, we changed it. We changed.
No,
the thing.
well,
the
I mean,
Menendez brothers, they killed
listen.
their parents.
No, this
they
was
killed their parents for bread,
more,
right?
more stories, please, from
Yeah.
y'all's childhood. It's so good.
Listen, okay, so I brought this up just to say that Cali had the 90s on lock when it came to trials, okay? The district attorney of Los Angeles says he does not support the resentencing of Lyle and Eric Menendez, brothers who have spent more than 30 years in prison for killing their parents at their Beverly Hills home in 1989.
Yeah, they had bread.
The Los Angeles, these were affluent kids. These were not. These were very affluent kids. Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman said Monday that the brothers have repeatedly lied about why they killed their parents and quote unquote fell short of taking responsibility for their crimes. The brothers have argued that they committed the crimes in self-defense after years of abuse by their father. Now, okay. And this is why they should never get out. Okay. You got two young men abused by their father, and it was self-defense. Like, if y'all would have saw these guys, if it was self-defense, they could have just restrained bro, hog tied him, But they buckshotted the dad and the mom. Blew them to smithereens with shotguns.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you don't get out.
And they actually blow up. Like, if you shoot someone with a shotgun close, like that arm or whatever.
Oh,
part
it's coming off.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's coming off.
It's gone.
Yeah.
The shotgun killings of Jose and Kitty Menendez took place on August the 20th, 1989, in their Beverly Hills mansion. Their son, Lyle Menendez, was the one who called 911, with the brothers initially claiming the killing was mafia-related or connected to their father's business dealings. The brothers went on spending sprees, buying Rolex watches, cars, and houses. 2 months later, Eric Menendez told his psychologist, Jerome Oziel, that he and his brother killed their parents. They were eventually arrested and charged with their parents' death. Okay, if this isn't title and privilege, see, this is why when a story's this old and you just hear it, it's like, oh man, just let them out. It's been 30 years. These are two entitled kids living in Beverly Hills. I'm not saying that abuse didn't take place, but in the wake of that killing, you go on a spending spree? Sounds like you wasn't getting enough allowance money. Like, define abuse. I can't tell you how many times my kids in their earlier teenage years was like, I want to run away. My parents are too mean. Because you can't have Takis for dinner? Because I told you to put the Wii away?
The flaming hot Cheetos are that important to you? That's
If I could have ran away, I would have just ran away. Because I told you couldn't play Fortnite at midnight on a school night?
Yo. So good.
Every kid wants to run away. They don't then go get shotguns and
Wild.
buck them point blank range and then go on a spending spree?
And then go to their therapist and be like, hey, I killed my...
But then lie and say it was mafia related first.
They'd be like, hey, I know this is the same place, right?
That's
yeah,
all.
that was us.
Hey, you can't tell anybody, right? It's between us.
Yeah, it's between us.
This is the cocoon of silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Nah.
definitely shot them.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So I'm good, right? Yeah, I shot them.
That's crazy work.
The psychologist was like, go on.
Hit the panic button underneath. Like, you just shot them. Am I safe now that I know?
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, you ain't gonna come in here and buck me.
That's terrifying.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be laughing.
And then take my clients on a spending spree. It's ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, I just, that's from my childhood, y'all. And that thing, I just thought that thing was just fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not getting out. It's been 30 years, and it needs to be another 30 more.
30 more.
Because they're serving life sentences without the possibility of parole. They were trying to at least get the sentence amended so that they could have the possibility of parole. Nah, you got to stay there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You got to stay there. You killed your parents, dog.
Yeah. There's people in the chat right now, Tim, that are saying, like, you know, the abuse about the father and the allegations or, the sexual abuse that was going on and stuff like that. And, you know, they're saying, like, yo, this is a terrible story. And, yeah, that it is sad for them. And it's like,
That's
you killed
terrible.
your parents.
Yeah, like, nah, man. I'm not going to do that. Listen, I fell out with my parents a few times. It was never like that. It was just, I'm going to just go to my room. Because it would have been the other way around. I'm sorry, my parents are black. It wouldn't have been no me killing them. They'd have sent me to heaven. What?
Yep.
Yeah, no, we don't do none of that. All right, Helsinki. This is an interesting story to me. A tale of good versus evil played out on the large screen in the sanctuary of St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Finland. Jesus was shown in robes with long hair and beard, while Satan was dressed in more modern clothes, but with a menacing frown and higher pitched voice. All created by artificial intelligence. Also addressing the flock at the Tuesday evening service were avatars of the church's pastors and a former president of Finland who died in 1986, reading from the Old Testament. It was the first church service in Finland put together mostly by AI tools, which wrote the sermons and some of the songs, composed the music, and created the visuals. The widely advertised experimental service drew over 120 people, which in Finland is a revival, to the church in northeastern Helsinki, much more than a typical weeknight. I told you. People came from out of town, as did a handful of foreigners who admitted they didn't speak Finnish well enough to understand it all. This is usually when people talk about AI, they are talking about what AI can do in the future, but the future is now. AI can do all those things that people think that it can maybe do in 10 years or so, said the Reverend, I want to say this right, Pedja Kaparonian. I'm gonna go with that. Kaparo. Okay. Kaparoinen. Yeah, Kaparoinen. There we go. Okay, thank you. That's why you gotta sound out things sometime. Kaparonian. Who came up with the idea and brought it to fruition. I just thought, yeah, is there more to this? Can you scroll down? Or is that it? Yeah. The clergy and worshipers said they enjoyed it, but agreed it wouldn't replace services led by humans anytime soon. It was pretty entertaining and fun, but it didn't feel like a mass or a service. It felt distant. It's AI.
It's fake.
I didn't feel like they were talking to me. They weren't.
We're not.
I'm so sorry.
I know, it's crazy, dude.
Why am I answering like she was right here? Oh my goodness. The Reverend Kari Kanala, the vicar of St. Paul's, echoed her sentiment. The warmth of the people is what people need. Okay. All right. Here's some other experiments with AI church services, and then let's get a poll going. I want to know if anybody wants to participate in the AI service.
There we go.
I want to know if people want AI to come and bless them with a word.
Poland root.
Give them a 4-song selection. See if they can come up with something better than Oceans. Churches and pastors around the world have been experimenting with AI just like the rest of the society to try to understand what role it could play in their lives and if it can attract more worshipers. I don't know. In 2023, an AI-led service was held in a church in Germany. Last year, an avatar of Jesus on a computer screen in a Catholic chapel in Switzerland took questions from believers and offered responses based on scriptures. Yo, they had AI Jesus answering the people. St. Paul's Church likes to try new things, with pastors incorporating screenings of soccer and ice hockey matches into their services, along with dance and film festivals. After attending a conference on AI and religion in Geneva and hearing about the service in Germany, Kaparoinen says he thought, why not try it? Kanala was on board, as was Bishop Timu. That's not gonna work.
Timu. You can shop while you're at the church.
I just want to know if he got his bishopric from Timu. I'm not gonna clown this man's name. His name is Timu. Okay, Bishop Timu Laajasalo of Helsinki. Kaparoinen worked for weeks with different AI tools to assemble the 45-minute service. Wow. Including OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o to write the words, except for those from the Bible. Suno to compose the tunes similar to pop music, and the Synthesia AI platform. I never heard of that. To create video avatars of himself, Kanala and another pastor from existing footage. Seeing himself on screen speaking words he never said in real life felt eerie, Kaparoinen said. Another tool, A-Cool, meanwhile, created the avatar of former Finnish President Urho Kekkonen, reading from the Old Testament and the exchange between Satan and Jesus. All right, so that's to get a person that's dead to come back and read scripture.
Whoa.
Even in AI form. Hey, what is we doing right now?
Is that
though?
disrespectful?
I just want to know what is we doing right now.
Understood.
In between AI produced elements, clergy and worshipers sang hymns with live organ music. Wow. The exercise has clear limits. AI was not involved in forgiving sin.
This is crazy.
I can't even finish the sentence.
At least they can acknowledge that.
The exercise had clear limits. AI was not involved in forgiving sins at the Helsinki service, and the Eucharist was not performed. Any output needs to be fact-checked and edited by a human, and AI copy is often based on stereotypes. Copper Roining said. AI tools generally seemed reluctant to impose religious content, he said. ChatGPT might be agnostic. ChatGPT initially wouldn't write dialogue between Jesus and Satan and went along with it only after Copper Roining assured it that he was a Lutheran pastor and there was nothing wrong with writing it. Yo, if AI feels bad about doing this, take a note from if AI has pause.
They said this is wrong.
If AI says, I don't know if you should be doing this or not, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it.
This ain't right.
ChatGPT also refused to give absolution or blessings, which is a good guardrail, Kanala said, because somehow it can divide things which are very intimate and religious. Copper Roining also said he was aware of the impact of AI tools on the environment, including, for example, the amount of water used to power them. Some in the Finnish Lutheran Church criticized St. Paul's for using AI to entertain people at the cost of the environment. Wow, wow, wow. Unbelievable.
Now we got to get your thoughts, Tim. You read through it. What do you think? Is this cray-cray? Do you approve? Would you be a part? What are your thoughts here, sir?
I would never.
Please break it down for us.
I would actually dip.
Okay.
I would have dipped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know we use AI here every day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any problem collabing with AI. I use ChatGPT on the daily. My best friend Corey told me ChatGPT is like working with yourself on your best day. When you collaborate with it to like get a task done, cool.
Yeah.
You gonna produce a service and bring back a dead guy to read scripture? Hey, cuz I'm leaving.
That's crazy work.
I'm dead.
I'm dipping. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I don't understand what the pastor's doing this weekend. I'm not gonna stick around to even find out. I've seen enough. I'm out. Family, get up. But he was just, get up. We are leaving now, okay? ChatGPT for Christ. AI ministry, would you join service? 5% said, yes, I'd go. Nah, fam, control, alt, delete that thing, 88%. I'm confused about AI, 7%. Yeah, 88%, control, alt, delete that thing. Again, we're not talking about like using it on a daily basis. I'm going to use it to do a budget. I'm going to use it to write a paper. I'm going to use it to figure out, you know.
Yeah.
I use it for I have my whole wardrobe. I spent 28 minutes, I think, telling ChatGPT, describing every single piece of clothing I own, everything, right? Just, I don't need to elaborate on that. Everything I have.
Yeah.
28 minutes, described it all. I have a thread called Let's Get Dressed. I tell ChatGPT, I'm going on a trip. I need you to pull me something to wear to travel, and I'm speaking 2 or 3 times. Let's say I'm speaking 2 or 3 times, and I only want to take my carry on. I love you, boy. You sleep good? Good. Love you.
What up? No.
So, soon as I put that in, Chat pulls everything that I own and goes, put on these Yeezys with those pants
That's dope.
and that shirt.
I never even thought about like.
Oh yeah, I use it. I have another one called Let's Eat. So everything that I do for raw vegan, for high raw vegan,
Yeah.
Awesome.
it goes in there.
That's
I
dope.
seen the Let's Shop for Food one. I've watched that like on the sideline, just being around you.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yo, I'm gonna go to the supermarket. What do I need to cop? This is what I want to eat. And then
Absolutely.
It like gave you like a clack, 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 clack.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is what I want to eat. I'm like, give me meal prep for the next 7 days because I don't want to think about it. I have all these. What ingredients do I need to have to do the meal prep that you just gave me? And it goes, oh, go to Sprouts and get all of this. And I get all of that, and it's like, for breakfast have this, for lunch have this, for dinner have this. That's exactly what I have.
Decision fatigue. It
Yeah,
helped.
I use it for decision fatigue, not for divine connection to the Most High God.
Amen.
It's not happening.
Crazy work.
Like some stuff. Now, if you want to use AI to like pull some, like, hey, I want to know some history around this because I'm preparing for a sermon. I don't have a problem with that either. But an AI service, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, $20 a month, well spent.
Yeah.
Did you by any chance, on the topic of artificial intelligence, Joe Rogan recently had Elon Musk on his show again, and they dove into a bunch of details. However, one of the things that Elon was showcasing to Joe Rogan is their AI workup that they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have a version where AI is now like has a comedic spin, like vulgar, cusses, like has a specific personality type. They also have a version that they're working up that is a therapist.
That's already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's already some AI tools that are out there
Yeah.
that are trying to help people manage their mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another one that's like, so it's like different industries, like different professionals and different things where like, and it has personality.
Yep.
Like AI right now, it's just like, oh, nice and convenient and all that stuff.
Yep.
And they're like, the AI that they're working up right now starts learning your behaviors, your tendencies,
Oh, this is
and
already
speaks to you.
Well, that already happens with
Yeah.
This already happens with this version
Yeah.
because I told AI, hey, I'm from LA, Inglewood, like circa 1975, Centinela Hospital, Crenshaw in the 90s. Like I go detailed.
Yeah.
Because the more detailed you are with it, the more detail it gets with you.
Yeah.
And I renamed it Kimmy in honor of my admin that died of cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so when I talk to Kimmy talks to me like somebody from the hood. All her responses like, say less, fam. I got you on this. You're doing the greatest thing. Da, 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 da. You're high raw. Da, da, da. You had a calorie rich, nutrient dense meal yesterday. Blah 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 blah. It, like all of that is in there already. Them sussing it out to like the categories are gonna allow it to go deeper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's already wide. Now it gets to go deeper.
This one is like picking up cues as well. Like, hey, why are you asking that? Like, are you feeling like this today? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Okay, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
we were talking about this yesterday. So, does this have anything to do with that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's starting
yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah,
get
yeah,
like
yeah.
inquisitive and inquiring.
I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. In certain situations, I'm with it. But like with everything, just use wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a helpful tool, and there'll definitely be some lonely people that will have AI girlfriends. That's definitely
No, that's happening.
that's happening.
Okay, so in the 2000s, okay, I'll put it this way. By the mid teens, okay? Let's say between 14 and 16, 2014 through 2016. Cuz Facebook came out in when? 08 or 04 or 06 or
I feel like the early 2000s was MySpace still.
2004.
2004 is when it came out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So by 2014, do you know, and that's only 10 years, right? Do you know half of the divorce filings had the word Facebook in it? 10 years.
Crazy.
10 years after this piece of technology that's supposed to just connect the world and, make the world smaller and let people keep up with each other.
Yeah.
Facebook was in half of divorce proceedings, okay?
Wow.
So when with AI, with the advent of AI and chat specifically, you're going to start having people, the divorces are going to, in the same way it was with Facebook, it's about to happen with AI. There's going to be emotional affairs with AR. There's going to be emotional affairs with chatbot.
There you go.
Because now you get to curate this person to your liking, image-wise as well. In the same way the church just used it to, make a rendering of Jesus that answered questions.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be like, I want this type of man, this type of build, these type of features. I want a woman, this type of build, these type of features. Here's the personality I want them to have. I want them to be kind and loving and sweet. I might want them a little spicy, a little attitude. You're just going to be able to curate your own little jump off.
That's crazy.
Right?
Dog.
That never argues with you. That is always amicable to you. That always wants to serve you. That always wants to please you. And guess who you're going to fall in love with? Your own creation. It is technological idol worship.
Wow.
There you go.
In the same way, they just used to take a piece of a tree and carve out an image and put it on the mantle. And then, oh, Lord, you are my God. Wait a minute. The God you created is your God? The God you had to name is your God? The God that you talk to and doesn't hear you? The God that has no ears? The God that has no mouth? I know you carved a mouth, but it can't talk. That's your God? That's your idol? That's who you bow to?
Crazy work.
Oh, I just read it too. Cause y'all know I'm in the prophets right now. Let me just put this thing in reverse. Put this thing in reverse. Put this thing in the reverse. Put this thing in reverse. I gotta find this. I just tatted it up a few days ago. Oh goodness. Was it Amos? I think it felt like it was Amos. Hold on. Cause he cooked these people. Oh man, I'm gonna find it. But God says something against their idols, and it was like so. Oh, where is it? Maybe it's Hosea.
It's Hosea, because Hosea, he's roasting them that whole book. I feel like I was just in Hosea this week too, which is crazy.
Okay,
like,
hold on.
Hosea 7, like I was just like, whoa, my Lord.
Hold on, is this it here?
I feel like it might be Hosea, dude.
We got a ChatGPT helping us out here, brother.
ChatGPT telling us what you're doing.
No. I'm
We're gonna go old school. We're gonna find it ourselves.
Well, no. It's just that I had tatted it, so I'm just trying to find my tat. This is a new Bible, so I just gotta put this thing in reverse.
Like the prophets, man. Like I was just like, yo,
those minor prophets.
We're like, I was like, man, Lord, I don't want to be this guy to you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Like,
hey, yo, exactly. You like, Lord.
Lord.
Hey, I didn't do it though.
I was like, Lord, why did you put this book on me again today? Like, why did you tell me?
Hey,
to go to this book?
you know it wasn't me, right? Like I didn't do that. All right,
yo, guys, there's 1,000 of y'all in the chat. Y'all need to press the like button, please. We want to get this word out to as many people as we can. Please, you're in this chat.
Spin the block, people.
Spin the block. Like it.
Like that thing,
Spin
man.
the block. Okay. All right, I found it. See, I gotta go to my tats.
Amen.
It's a new Bible.
Green and blue.
Yeah, give me some new you know, this is a new Bible. Give me a few weeks and I'll be able to like jump straight to it all the time.
You halfway through that thing, man.
Bro, I'm eating. I'm eating. You see where that ribbon
Yeah,
is, bro?
dude. I remember when he first copped it, I was like, oh, okay. And like, now, dang, that's a lot of gold pages that you
Yes,
flipped
sir.
already.
Yes, sir. Okay, so this is Habakkuk 2,
Oh.
18, 19.
Oh.
What use is an idol when its craftsmen have carved it? Or a metal image, a teacher of lies? For a craftsman has trusted in the image that he created to make dumb idols. Oi, to one who says to wood, awake, to a dumb stone, rouse yourself. Can it teach? Look, it is plated with gold and silver, but it has no spirit within it. Like that, that's the one that got me.
Yes.
That's the one that got me. Like, woe to the one who says to the wood, awake.
Whoa.
To a dumb stone, rouse yourself. Can it teach? And then the fact that you make this stone, you make this piece of wood, then you put gold and silver over it, like it makes it better.
Like it brings value.
Now it's worthy of my worship. But you the one had to make it. And I'm just saying, there's a bunch of people that's about to fall in love with their little AI boyfriend and their little AI girlfriend. And again, not just a chat. There's already these bots that can there's bots that can make images, and you know what I'm saying?
That's why Elon, I believe, it's reported, right? There's no proof, but that's the reason why they're generating these AI things, because he has the robots that are coming out, and they want to create personalities for these.
iRobot? Will Smith? Listen, they were kind of ahead of letting us know what's going to happen.
They've showed them in public.
Well, they're gonna. This is gonna continue to advance, right? Give us another 50 years. Because, and why do I say 50, right? This technology is already out, blah, blah, blah. Why would I say 50? Because you're going to have to continue to erode the moral fiber and the fabric of society.
Right.
For this to be accepted.
Right.
Mainstream. Canada, you can pull this up. This was several years ago. Okay. When this story was first announced. But Canada, several years ago, became the first country to have a brothel with only sex dolls.
That's crazy, bro.
Inanimate objects.
Because it's legal. Brothels are legal, and there's like, I remember I have a homie that lives in Quebec, and he was like door dashing. While Hector pulls this up, he was door dashing, and he was like bringing food to somebody, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I think this is like." He went in there, like came out like praying, like, "Oh my gosh, like I was just trying to earn money, and I'm pulling up, delivering a meal to a female worker." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, "Lord, like what's going on, Lord? Like, you know what I mean?" And like literally called me and was like, "Yo, Derek, like I need prayer."
That's crazy.
All right, here it is. In recent years, Canada has seen the emergence of establishments offering services with sex dolls, often referred to as a sex doll brothel. Here's an overview of their history and current status. So the first one was in 2018. I knew it was a few years back. One of the first known sex doll brothels in Canada planned to open in 2018. The establishment intended to offer clients the opportunity to engage with lifelike sex dolls in private rooms. However, the announcement faced significant public backlash and concerns from local officials regarding zoning laws and the potential impact on the community. As a result, the business faced challenges in securing a location and operating legally. Another company, which initially operated in Toronto, announced plans to expand to Vancouver. They faced regulatory hurdles and public opposition. Vancouver city officials expressed concerns about the legality and ethical implications of such an establishment, leading to increased scrutiny and challenges for the business. Okay, so let's be clear. They tried to go the legal route. It didn't happen. Do you think they just stopped?
Wow.
How many brothels are in? How many massage parlors can you go into in a strip mall next to a Subway?
Crazy.
Straight up human trafficking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And, you know, they're open until wee hours of the night. And we gonna think this is a legitimate spa? Like you going to Massage Envy or you going to the Four Seasons? Stop playing. So I'm just saying, y'all better watch yourselves. Y'all better watch yourselves. Shout out to 1100 in the chat.
Let's go.
9:50, 50 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour Central Standard Time. Welcome to Wide Open. If you've been rocking with us for the last 50 minutes or the last 50 seconds, it does not matter. It matters not. The fact that you're here is all that matters. And we're so grateful you're here. Hey, mate, make sure you come to the show tonight. It's going to be amazing.
Links in the chat.
Links in the chat. Jamie Kilston is trying to get here right now. Just from Austin.
Yes.
And the plane is just doing dumb stuff. The plane
boss.
the plane. And then tomorrow in Houston, I need all my Houstonians to pull up. If you haven't got your tickets yet, what are you doing?
H-Town.
I need y'all to help.
Hey.
Get the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get the stuff now.
Hey.
And meet us down there. It's a Wednesday night, 7:30. Come after work, and like let's just get it. So, all right, let me. Jamie's at the airport. Let me get.
We gotta get him an Uber.
Yeah, let me get bro an Uber real quick.
Thank you everybody for the support on the show. Y'all are showing up and showing out. The Discord is popping. Derek, what is the number on our Discord community?
We're very close to 7,000, and we're very close to 700 members on YouTube as well. So we love you guys, man.
Hey, y'all are making this happen. Like, it is incredible, the community that we have. So thank you guys for pulling up, showing out. Julie, if you want, you can hop back on the couch, or you can do whatever you want, really. Because I was going to camera number 3 and there ain't nobody there. every time I go to camera 3, there ain't no one there. Because I was leaving it for Jamie, but Jamie's not coming.
Jamie, pull up, sis. Pull up.
That's really funny.
Come on, come hang out.
Pull up.
The Lord is good.
Yeah. Hey, and don't forget to message, man. A lot of y'all have messaged me, and there's like a queue system going on, sort of, in a way, kind of, but not really. But hit a message. Like, message us. Let us know that you want to join. Let us know what you want to talk about. Introduce yourself, and
you can join our MySpace link. It's in the description. We have MySpace, AOL, Bing, and MSN. Hit us up. We're ready to hang out. Love you guys.
Yo, MySpace is
be on our
wild
top
to
8.
me.
Be on our top 8. You can be.
And is that Mike dead?
Mike dead. Say a word. Oh no. Okay. Shout out one moment. Stand by.
Derek, did you take down the other mic?
I did take down the other mic.
You took down the one that was plugged in? We got a confirmed useless mic.
Oh, that mic doesn't work? What?
Derek wanted to sabotage Julie today.
That's really funny. Okay, let me find.
There we go.
Hey,
15.
Jack. Everybody, please give it up for Julzer. Back on the stream, the chosen one, the Medellin Savage.
They had me in a corner on timeout.
Why were they?
I'm kidding.
They had you in timeout. What
Julie.
you did that for?
Julie, please catch us up. What has it been like being married and being a Mrs. Carlo? Okay, you got a little colonizer at the crib. How has it been running that house, huh?
It has been, the 2 words I've been using when people ask me that question, it's sharpening and rewarding.
Okay, walk us through it.
I want sharpening first.
Yes. So, well, we've been each other's mirrors, so we've been able to be up and close and seeing all the good and the bad.
For sure. That's
So
what
it
marriage
has-
does.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we've been just very vulnerable with each other and helped each other to be better in the areas where we both needed to be better.
That's fire.
So
Absolutely.
sharpening in that way. Well, to be more like Christ.
Yeah, for sure.
really. So that's been very sharpening.
And you just want to
He's my
confirm,
iron.
and we just want to confirm on the chat, you're a believer in Christ. Just want to
Oh,
confirm that.
110
Okay, understood.
million
And
percent.
I wanted to be
I
respectful.
will die for Christ.
Okay, amen. We're
Hey.
dying out here for Christ.
Let's go.
Shout out.
And
I
then
love it.
rewarding because I mean I love him. He's great and we have great sex
Amen.
and we have fun and
Glorious.
we laugh and he's my best friend.
He has great calves
Yeah.
too.
He does.
They're
You should
phenomenal.
see his butt. Oh, I
Whoa.
love his butt.
Sister. going on?
all from head to toe. He's just yummy.
I love it.
Caleb.
Amen.
He's probably blushing.
He's blushing right now. He's
Poor-
definitely watching.
Poor guy.
He'll be all right.
He's gonna be all right.
He'll be all right. Whether he's blushing or not, he'll be all right.
Sis, what do you think about church AI?
Horrible. Horrible. I would have walked out with him. Like,
I
screw
figured
this. I ain't
you'd say
staying.
that.
Yeah, we would have left together.
Yeah. and like arms.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. We'd have linked arms and just walked
Like
out the
the
front
Wizard of
door.
Oz.
Solidarity.
Solidarity would have been on point. They'd have been like, "No, you don't have to leave. I promise. We're gonna be fine." Nah, fam. Ain't nobody checking for y'all. Not like that.
Oh my
Lakeisha
Not like
says
that.
Lakeisha says that Juli's talking like Tim about Juliet like right now. Like
I
when you're like
mean,
just loving your
when
loving
you're
your
in
spouse.
love, you know.
You know what I'm
in love.
saying?
When
Yeah.
you know, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
When you know, you know.
To be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a feeling to be loved. Yeah, man. You gotta,
Oh man,
you
Coming
gotta
to
like
America.
represent, like for real, for real.
That's my boo.
Amen.
That's your boo though.
Hey,
My ginger.
All right.
My pepper.
Shared.
Dang. Like that thing. Like that thing, man. You gotta like that thing. Yo, this is the perfect time to click out the chat or double click the screen and like that thing. Double click the screen. You can like that thing on your phone. Exit out the chat and like it. You can do it. You don't even have to get excited. Just like it. Like it one time. Like it. I gotta
Like
say
it
it in a
2
rhyme.
times.
Like it.
Like it 3 times.
Hey, like it.
Like it 4 times.
Just
Like that thing. Like that thing. Stick around and like that thing. I
Come
said
on.
like that thing.
Like it 5
that
times.
thing.
You
Hey,
said
like it.
stick around
Like it
and
6
like that
times.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
like that thing.
Like it.
Right
Like it.
song. Like that thing.
Like it. Like
You
it.
can
Yeah.
like that thing.
Like it.
Like that
Like it.
thing.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Come
hey,
on, we need you.
like that thing.
We need you to
Hey,
like
hey,
that.
hey, like that thing.
Like that.
Spin
like
the block,
that.
go ahead and like that thing.
You can spin
Spin
the
the block, go ahead and like that
You
thing.
can like
How
it
do
a
you
lot.
say that in Spanish?
Spin the block and like that thing?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, hey,
If that's what you want,
hey.
I'm like, you know I'm gonna get it for you.
Yo, it's so easy. It's so easy to like it. That's the crazy
Let me
thing.
see.
I know you love it, but you can like it right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's not too bad to do it. You don't have to run from it. You can run to it.
Okay.
Like it up.
Gira el bloque y
Oh.
como ese thing.
Ah,
It doesn't even.
I heard eat that thing. Comes
No,
Eat that thing.
ira,
ira.
ira,
Ira.
Cómelo.
That sounds weird.
ira el bloque,
Ira
el bloque. Yeah, it would be ira el bloque.
Uh-huh.
See,
Oh, gira. Gira.
ira,
Gira.
gira. Oh, gira,
Ajá.
gira,
Gira.
gira el bloque
El bloque. Ajá.
y
Y-
como ese thing. It doesn't translate thing. Como ese thing. Ira el bloque.
Hey,
ChatGPT doesn't know what to
Ira
do
el
with it.
bloque.
It gave me
Mira,
other
Ira el
phrases.
bloque.
What did it
that's
give
where
you?
the slang,
No, it's
the
completely
language,
confused.
like
Ira el bloque y como ese thing.
the Spanglish,
Como ese time.
Spanglish come in.
Como ese thing.
Mira, man, dale like, man.
Como ese thing.
You're giving me Cisco vibes.
Como ese thing.
Hey, dale, dale,
Como ese thing.
Daddy Yankee.
dale, dale,
Oh no, that's
Como
Don
ese
Omar.
thing.
dale, dale,
Como eso thing.
dale like.
Como ese thing.
Aplastar el botón.
Como ese thing.
Dale like.
Como ese thing.
Por favor. Yeah, that's Spanglish,
Shout
man.
out Marta. We
The
miss
Spanglish, bro. I'm telling
Marta,
you.
oh
Like,
my
Martis.
gosh,
you just gotta
Marta.
just
Love you,
say
girl. Bring her
things.
back.
When is my next class?
Is
I'm
she
getting-
alive?
I'm getting
Spanglish.
pissed. When is
Dale
my
like,
next class?
hey.
This is the 11th.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Oh, my next class is tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Hey.
Tim, you're gonna be awake for 48 hours, bro.
Bro, I
don't
like
care.
Shout out autonomous,
the-
autonomous driving.
Yeah. The Tessie drives itself.
Come on.
We pray for supernatural energy.
Okay, listen, we're not gonna be able to get to this story because
I know.
we're 1 minute before the 10 o'clock hour, so I'm not gonna even get into it. But tomorrow, I have a funny story about Tesla that I just think is just hilarious, based on things that have just been going on in the Tessie world. It's the only thing I can say. It's a Tessie world.
Not a Barbie world, but a Tessie world.
I think we did good with the news today, though.
Yeah, we crushed it.
You know what I'm
We're
saying?
definitely famous.
Y'all are funny.
Hey,
for
if you
sure.
guys go visit Finland and they start having an AI service, you know what I'm saying? You might need to dip.
But the Aurora Borealis is so pretty over there.
Yeah, I was just talking about the church service. I don't think they can AI the sky. Not yet. Not yet. Hey, y'all hear that sound? You know it's wide open. That's right, we wide open. These phone lines are wide open. Yeah. We wide open, ladies and gentlemen. The phone lines are open. People all over the world. Hey, and we literally got people that call in from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
We've had people call in from Germany. We've had people call in from Asia. We've had people call in from South Africa, from South America, from the UK. Yesterday, Jamaica was in the house. So y'all already know, we keep it real. No questions off limits. No guarantees I have an answer to your question. But we just gonna hold space for each other and get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? So, do we have our first caller?
We are waiting for them to call us back.
Yeah, she's calling me,
They're in a little
so-
bit of a ghostage vibe right now.
She's calling
it's
me.
Miss
I think
OJ.
she's-
She will be pulling up shortly. There she is.
Hey.
OJ, welcome to Wide Open. You're on with Tim Ross.
Hi, OJ.
Hi, oh my god, I'm fangirling right now. This is crazy.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in.
It's so nice to finally speak to you. Oh my god, my heart.
Take
my
your
name's
time.
OJ. I'm 20. I'm currently in the UK for uni.
Okay.
So I'm studying architecture.
Awesome.
I'm originally Nigerian.
Okay.
And I live in Maryland with my parents.
Okay.
So I'm everywhere.
You are
I'm-
international. Your passport
Yes.
has stamps.
I just want to make that clear because when I give my story, sometimes it might be confusing.
Okay.
I've made a few notes of things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
So I'm in my final year in architecture, and now's the time that I'm trying to figure out what's next in life.
Yeah.
Like what I'm gonna do. Like, am I doing my master's? Am I getting a job? Am I transitioning into like a different career?
Mm-hmm.
And I was born in the church, but it was always a thing where I felt like it was something I had to do, and not because I wanted to get to know God personally. And so I've been consistent and serious about my faith for about 5 months now.
Okay.
And so before I make a decision, I try to pray about it because I always tell God in prayer, like, I've done things on my own term and I've done things that I think are right, but I no longer want to like do things the wrong way. So whatever it is you have for me, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm not fighting with you about it.
Yeah.
Just show me what it is I need to do. I also know that I can't sit still and just expect God to work magic in my life. Like I need to be actively working towards something. So I've tried everything. Sometimes it's very difficult because I feel like I have a very busy mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I was diagnosed with ADHD, anxiety, and depression. So it's really difficult sometimes to decipher between my mind, my fears, and the voice of God. Because there've been a few things that I have thought that that's what God was saying to me,
Mm-hmm.
but with time, it's like, no, that was you.
Got it.
And I'm just really scared of making the wrong decision based on what I think I'm hearing.
Yep.
So I'm a resident in the US, and my plan was to go back home after graduation because it's just easier to work there and live there because I don't have to worry about a visa and all.
Yep.
And the consistent thing I keep hearing from God, oh my God, I'm tearing up.
It's okay.
The consistent thing I keep hearing from God is me staying here. And it's scary because I don't know anyone here. I don't have family here. it doesn't make any sense whenever I talk to people about it. It's like, why would you leave where the system set up for you to come here and basically struggle? It's not a thing where I have money saved up somewhere and I'm like, okay, I'll do this for a year. So my family and I, we've had a very difficult year. So we lost all our family savings. So money's been really tight. My plan was to do a master's, but we can't really afford that right now. And so it feels selfish of me to choose to stay here when things are so difficult at home. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Because now that like I would finally have a degree, I'll be able to help out at home. And I feel like I'm letting them down by choosing to stay here. And every time I try to talk myself out of staying here and like just go back home, like why would God want you to come here and struggle? Like that's your mind, that's the devil. Just go back home. I feel very uneasy. Like I have strange dreams. Like I just don't feel at rest with that decision. And so I keep going back and back and back. And I lost my grandma recently, about 3 weeks ago. And we were really close. She was diagnosed with cancer and she was super religious. So she didn't wanna do treatment for it because she believed that God would heal her. And so we let her do her thing. But she passed recently, and so it's like, how am I supposed to trust that? Like, if I stay here, everything will be good when she's the biggest believer I know, and we all prayed and believed that she'll be fine. Like, she didn't want to take drugs or do chemo because she believed that it would help her. And she's gone now. So how am I supposed to now stay here and do this when you can't even save my grandma? Like, it's just a lot. Like, I'm just fighting myself daily because I really don't want to be disobedient. I don't want to do the wrong thing. But nothing makes sense anymore. And so I guess before I get to my question, so I'm the oldest child in an immigrant household. So that's already challenging. And my dad likes things done his way. It has to be according to his plan, when he wants it, how he wants it. So when I moved to the US, that was in 2022. I've always been in school in the UK, so it's my 4th year. The night before my flight to come back to school, he was like, you're not going back. I want you to stay here. You're going to transfer. And so I was forced to take a gap year to try and fit into the US educational system, which is very different. And it was a very challenging year because it's what he wanted. And so that's what has to be done. But I thank God we're able to fight it and I'm here now. But I know that me saying to him that I want to be here is going to be a very, very difficult conversation to have. And I don't know how to prepare for that. And sometimes I'm like, maybe I don't need to prepare because maybe I'm not hearing the right thing. Maybe I should just go back home and help. And so I'm just very confused.
You are so brave.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing this.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your grandmother. When did she pass?
About 3 weeks ago, so it's very
so fresh. So fresh.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Her name was Victoria. She was a nurse. She was just always very active. She ate really clean. She was just like you.
Yeah.
Like raw vegan. Like she took such good care of her body and her health.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just so painful to watch towards the end her not being able to do basic things for herself. And like, I just, because I'm the oldest, I just think about my mom, because now my mom has no one. Her dad passed. Now her mom's gone. She's also the oldest. Like, I just wish I could be there to help her. And that's why, like, my decision feels really selfish, because I really want to think about everyone else. And I understand that sometimes you just have to do things regardless of how it affects everyone else. But it's hard when it's family.
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I wanna talk about the death of your grandmother first, if you're not opposed to that.
Okay.
The tension that you feel that you're holding, the confusion that her death brings about your own decisions, I identify with them so well, especially in the wake of my father dying last year, with a rare form of cancer that literally only 20,000 people get diagnosed with a year. The fact that he was included in that, I've literally attended churches that had more people in it than who get diagnosed with the cancer that my dad had. And the questions always arise, right? Like, God, how could you let this happen? If we all prayed and we all believed, how could you let this happen if we're all exercising this faith? And I learned this prior to my dad going through this situation, but it still winds up popping up every single time, especially when it's somebody you're close to and that you love. We have been taught that our prayers somehow can change God's sovereign will. And they don't, right? What's interesting is if you pray during a time of illness or sickness of a family member, yourself or anybody else, if you were to pray, may the Lord's will be done, then you're condemned for not having faith. Right? Like, hey, Lord, whatever your will is, if you want to heal my daddy, I know you're able. And if you're ready for him to go, then I'm at peace because he'll be with you and he won't be suffering anymore. Other Christians will literally be like, you don't have any faith. Why would you not believe God wants to heal your father? And I'm like, because I've lived long enough to see people get healed and people die. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe because I know it's appointed unto man once to die, and after that, the judgment. And he's sovereign at the end of the day. And if I had a beef, it was when Miles died in 2004. And so when you're navigating the death of your grandmother, I just want you to be open-handed about your emotions and how you feel in tension with God's will. It's a hard thing to hold. And yet, if we don't hold it, we can start spinning narratives that are just not true. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think at the back of my mind, I knew that, but it's just, some days it's just really difficult.
Of
Like,
course. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I don't know if you have called the right person today or the wrong person today to talk about this move to the UK. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you're going to be happy with what I have to say or if you're going to be like, damn it, I shouldn't have called Tim.
I'm receiving whatever you tell me.
Okay.
Like, that's why I'm here.
So, obviously I know you're going to get final confirmation and the peace of God is going to be your guide ultimately. But this sounds so familiar to me, OJ. Like everything that you have just described to me about being in the UK is the same way I felt about being in Texas. I never wanted to come to Texas. And he only gave me a 2-day notice. At least he's being a little kinder to you. He's been, you've been there for school and all that kind of stuff. He told me 2 days before I left, I had never been to Texas in my life. You're buying a one-way ticket to Dallas. I thought I was staying for a month. And I have been out here for 28 years. And I'm not saying it's lifetime. I'm not saying it's going to be forever. But it feels like. And at one point, you even said, and I don't know if you were consciously aware of it, you started off by saying, I feel like I just keep getting this, word from the Lord over and over again that I'm supposed to be in England, and but then I don't want to be here, and then I feel selfish, and then I don't want to have a conversation with my dad and my family about this decision that I'm supposed to be here. Like you actually said, I'm supposed to be here. And so I feel like at the deepest part of your core, it's the right thing, but you don't feel like it's the right thing because of your family and your upbringing and your dad. You have a Nigerian daddy. You have a Nigerian daddy. Oh, and they can be grizzly bears. What do you mean? What do you mean you are not coming home? This is not what we talked about. You have already disobeyed me once.
A shipping company. How are you going to move your things from here? And I'm like, damn.
So here is what I want you to know. Once you get final peace about this decision, I've had to have this conversation more than one time with somebody that I loved, that I knew was not going to like it. And my prayer before that conversation has always been, Lord, would you prepare their heart for what I have to say? That doesn't make the conversation easier. I'm just asking the Lord, if this is really you and you want me to do this, this is the authority figure, this is the spiritual leader, this is the person that is going to have the most pushback, whatever. Would you just prepare their heart for what they have to say? I'm just going to speak from my heart. I'm not going to try to prepare a speech. And here's the thing. When it's a faith move, OJ, you don't have a lot of details. Your father, he would be less than a good father if he didn't ask all the questions, if he didn't say all the things, right? How are you going to survive? What are you going to move? How are you going to get the things out there? You have no family out there. Where are you going to stay? It's dangerous. I want you back here with me. The family's safer. Right? How can you be protected? Like, okay, those are all daddy questions. There's no ethnicity that shouldn't that should preclude any daddy from responding like that to his daughter, right? And if it's a faith move, all you have to say is, Daddy, I have prayed about this and wept over this, and this is where God wants me. And then let him go argue with God about it. Now, I know he thinks he's the voice of God for you. But that's where he is going to faith around and find out that he may think he is the little g God of his house, but the Lord of all has the final decision on his children. And I don't think he wants to get in a tug of war with your real daddy about where you're supposed to be in this season of your life? How does that feel?
Very comforting.
Comforting.
Yeah. You're the first person I've spoken to about this
Yeah.
that has said do it.
Mm.
Everyone's like, just go home. Just go home. And I find myself having to, or not having the right words to explain why it is I feel drawn to this place. And so it's just really comforting to hear.
Yeah. Well,
I think I've
go ahead, please.
I was gonna say I think I've known that this is something that needs to be done. It's just scary because
Of course.
I don't have money. I don't even know if I'm going to graduate. That's a whole other thing that I'm struggling with. Like I feel so I have two younger sisters, and I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm not smart enough.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like I'm not failing, but obviously my dad being Nigerian, I'm rewarded for high grades.
Right.
And I never really got that because I'm an average student.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I'm like, I didn't even want to do my master's in architecture because I was like, I'm not creative enough and no one would hire me. Like, look at my competition. And a month ago, I got an email from a university that I never applied to offering me a position in their program. And I dismissed it because I didn't want it.
Mm.
And I know now that God doesn't just speak in loud voices, like he shows you things through actions.
Absolutely.
And now I see it as a sign that it's something that I should probably do because I never submitted an application.
Yeah.
And so I turned down the offer. And today, because I just came back from class and I was speaking to one of my teachers, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna email her and see if there's still a slot for you."
Wow.
And this is something that I've been running away from. Like anyone that asks me, I'm like, no, I'm not doing architecture anymore. Like I have a list of other things that I would want to do. And it seems like that's where God wants me. And I don't
Wow.
understand why.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just have to do it. Because every time I pray, I'm like, I don't want to be disobedient. And so if this is something that needs to be done, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm so proud of you. I really do believe this is a season for you to find out God's faithfulness and how he rewards you making faith moves. I believe everybody else's commentary to you is out of love and care and concern, right? Just go back home. But faith moves don't happen in the convenient. Faith moves happen in the inconvenient. It happens with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, not 25 fish and 50 loaves of bread. It happens with, if that's you on the water, Lord, bid me to come. And the Lord says, come. It literally happens with, hey, I know you didn't catch any fish at night, and I know it's broad daylight, and you throw your fish, you throw your nets in the shallow part of the water in the nighttime where the fish can't see. Let's go out to the deep in the middle of the day, and I want you to throw your nets on the opposite side and see if you catch anything. And they catch more fish than they ever caught in the history of fishing. So I believe you're going to see God's faithfulness in doing the thing that is the most inconvenient, uncomfortable, and to your family and friends, outlandish thing that you could do. Now, here's the thing. You're 20 years old. if you miss God, if this ain't him at all, what does it actually cost you?
Nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. And I just want you to know you are surrounded virtually by 4 people listening to you right now that are in the exact same situation as you. Legitimately and literally, we are doing this show by faith. None of us have steady income. And we show up here every day, 5 days a week to do this show because we believe that God told us to. And if we're wrong, we'll go do something else. But what we will never be accused of is not trying to follow what we felt like God said. So I want you to be strong and courageous. God has given you the land, OJ. Be strong and courageous. He has given you the land. You are not going to have to worry about a thing. You are not going to have to worry about a thing. In the same way that this email came out of nowhere and you didn't apply, this is about to become a normal part of your life because you decided to obey God's will. And the only thing you need to do is be strong and courageous.
Yeah.
How you feel?
Scared.
Good. Good. That means you're human.
I don't like the unknown.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's good self-awareness.
I like to have my plan. And I have no control, and so it scares me.
Yes, of course. Yeah. And these are all prerequisites for it to be a faith move. So I just want you to know you're normal. No control, no plan, no way of like, I don't even know how this is going to work. These are all ingredients for a faith move. If you're in control, you got the plan, you know the outcome, that's not a faith move. That's an OJ move. God's moves are filled with ambiguity.
Mm-hmm.
And you only have enough answers for what you are dealing with right now. And this is where you learn the teachings of Jesus. Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has its own worries. Just worry about today.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh my God, thank you.
No, thank you. It warms my heart that you would trust us to process this with you, and I hope it brings you some peace.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great week, okay?
Thank you, and you too.
And
Okay.
Bye,
you know
guys.
this, sis.
All right.
You are gorgeous. God, she's so pretty. She
She
came on
is.
and I'm like, you're so pretty.
She is.
Thank you.
She is.
Love you, sis.
We
Love
love you so
you.
much, OJ. Have a good day, okay? Bye. Wow.
Sometimes you gotta let it breathe.
Mm, mm, mm. I just love it. The Lord is so good.
It reminds me so much. I think it's Proverbs 16:24 where it talks about like sweet words are like honey that heal bones, and I feel like that's just what you just did.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, you got to get around some faith people to do the faith stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that she. I'm just grateful she called. I really am. Just grateful she called. All right, who's next?
We got Elizabeth pulling up. She's going to be doing audio today.
No worries.
Miss Elizabeth, you can unmute your mic. You are on with Tim Ross.
Hi.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hey, I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
I guess first, I know God doesn't make mistakes, but I feel like a mistake. And I'm trying to get out of this headspace. Um, or I guess let me just say, like, I understand that God is good, and I'm not saying that He's never been good to me. I have a beautiful daughter. Um, he has blessed me, and um, I've had so much pain, and I'm sorry, I'm just a little. I haven't said this like out loud to other people, so
No worries.
uh,
Take your time.
I my parents, I love them both. My mom passed a few years ago from COVID, but they were in a toxic relationship, and my dad was very physically abusive, and I love him. But he has PTSD and all these things, and he would just black out. And when he would get in his episodes, like beat me like crazy. They had a really bad custody. They divorced and they had a bad custody battle. And so when I would go spend summers with him, I if he would be triggered or get in an episode, then you know, he would take it out on me. Um, I didn't tell my mom this until about a year before she passed because I was scared that she wouldn't let me see him, as crazy as that sounds. And then when I was with my mom, she never hurt me, but she had a best friend, and her husband sexually abused me for like from the time I was like 6 to about 13. And like I feel like that shaped who I was, like how I am now. That's all I know is like pain and trauma. So fast forward to I'm almost 40 now. And um and by the way, I never told my dad about like the abuse that happened from my mom's friend because I didn't want him to hurt my mom.
Understood.
And I didn't tell my mom about the abuse with my dad because, you know, I still love him. But fast forward to now, last year, I caught myself trying to get out there and be social because I've always been kind of timid. And I went to an event with somebody that was supposed to mentor me. And I was sexually assaulted. I woke up in a hotel, like it was a whole Law and Order episode, like just, and I had a breakdown. So I couldn't work. Like the doctor or neurologist had told me that I didn't even know it was a thing, but because I don't think that I'm depressed, but anxiety I do deal with. And he was saying that I guess depression or anxiety, if it gets too bad, it can mimic dementia symptoms. So that's what I've been dealing with. And I'm like, God, why am I even here? Like I don't feel like I can't be the best mother I need to be. I and my body, I don't know if it can handle any more stress or trauma or anything. But I just I feel like a mistake. Like, and I don't want to sound ungrateful. I pray. I read scriptures. I'm in Second Samuel now. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't know why I'm here on this earth, if that makes sense. So that's that's where I'm at right now. And I don't like this place.
Elizabeth, thank you for allowing us to come sit with you in such a dark season of your life. This is what we refer to as getting in the well, getting in the well with someone. The picture I have is you at the bottom of a well in the dark, and you're crying out for help. And you are heard, and someone comes down the well and doesn't immediately pick you up and try to yank you out. They get down there, they rappel down to where you are, and they unhook themselves from all the straps, and they just sit down next to you. They just sit down next to you. And right now, I just want to sit with you in this and be sad with you in this. Because everything that you just told me is wildly heartbreaking.
Okay.
I'm holding a lot of anger, sadness, heartbreak.
I'm sorry, I don't mean it. I'm
You don't have to apologize. Your tears are valid. Your pain is real. With the amount of stress and abuse that you have endured, it is understandable why you would ask yourself, why am I here? It is understandable why you would say, I must be a mistake. No one has protected me. No one has stewarded me. No one has seen my value. No one has protected my body. No one has acknowledged my pain. Like it is understandable. What I am so thankful for, Elizabeth, is that at the bottom of that well, you would scream to the top of your lungs for help, as opposed to just laying down and dying. I am thrilled to hear you say, I'm sick of being here. I don't want to be here. That's the sound of a not a survivor, of a fighter. To go through the physical abuse with your father and still love him, the emotional absence of your mom and love her, the sexual abuse of your mom's best friend's husband, and you're almost 40 and you like, I feel like a mistake and I don't know why I'm here, but I'm sick of being here, and you're still fighting, girl. What? If you ain't built different, like if that phrase don't belong to nobody, it belongs to you. Because I have seen people fold under less.
Yeah.
So I just want to acknowledge how resilient you are while prophesying, this is not the rest of your life.
Yeah.
The rest of your life will not be feeling this pain so close, so tangible, so present. This is not going to be the rest of your life.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the fact that you made this call is a testament to the presence of God in your life and just the sheer will to say that there's got to be something on the other side of this.
Yeah.
Because people that give up don't make calls. Because they don't want to be found. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be heard. They don't want to be known. They don't want to be loved. They want the narrative of I'm unloved, nobody loves me, and I'll prove it. See, nobody's calling me. Never identifying that they isolated themselves from anybody that could. You're the antithesis of that on this call. And so I have a confident hope in not only your recovery but your restoration.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you feeling right now as you hear these words?
I know God. I know God loves me. Um, I have a little bit of hope. I don't. I don't feel as strong as you say that I am, but um, I mean, I don't want to be attached to, like, I don't want my identity to be wrapped up in what I went through. So, but I feel better that somebody hears me because I feel like I haven't really been able to talk to anybody about it because my pain was too heavy for one person. So, but no, I don't want to die. I don't want to give up. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know that, but mm, I don't even know how to put it into words.
Well, I believe you've done a good job today.
Thank you.
And this is not too heavy for me. To hear your story is heartbreaking. To hear your story does make me sad. To hear your story does make me angry for the people that should have protected you and didn't. And it is also not too heavy for me.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love you.
Uh, Thank you. Okay.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
Love you.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
I love you all too.
Yeah, you
Thank you.
just got love bombed. Elizabeth,
Yeah.
this is going to be a one day at a time thing, okay?
Yep. Yeah.
And I also want you to know, a call with me doesn't have to be a one and done.
Okay.
So if you need to call back, just call back.
All right.
You are not alone in this.
Thank you.
Tim, may I share?
Of course.
Elizabeth, can I share something with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
My heart is literally gonna come out of my chest because I relate to you so much. I have a similar story. I've gone through abuse. No one protected me, really. No one stood up for me. And I was in a season of my life where I wasn't calling myself a mistake, but I was calling myself a piece of garbage. And I allowed, because I thought of myself so low, I allowed even more people to step over me and to hurt me. And it wasn't till, it was a move of God, but practically what helped me, and it was so weird and so awkward, but there came a point where I think it was the Lord using somebody that told me this, I can't remember, but I started, anytime those thoughts came into my head, where I'm a piece of garbage, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of attention, I'm not worthy of good things, I would go into a mirror and look at myself and rebuke them and replace it with truth. And what I kept hearing for you was Ephesians 2:10, which is I am God's masterpiece. And I want to encourage you and challenge you lovingly to look at yourself in the mirror and speak that over yourself anytime you hear yourself you hear that you're a mistake.
That's good.
Because that is what, no joke, it took a few months, but I saw the difference. And because so many people would speak life over me, and it was so hard for me to believe. People would give me
Yeah.
prophetic words, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you think that. I couldn't think that for myself, and I think that's what got me out of that rut, is that I needed to believe it myself. It was awesome, and I appreciated that people thought the best of me. But you need to get to a place where you believe it for yourself. And so I think with time, as you practice telling yourself the truth that you're God's masterpiece, that you're worthy of love, that you're worthy of attention, you're worthy of protection, you're worthy of real love, I think that's the game changer for you. And I just want to emphasize what Tim said of like, this is not your life. Like, you're gonna get out of this, and I'm a prime example of that. Like, I was literally in that pit, girl. Like, I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. I didn't want to live. I didn't want anyone's love. I was just like, I'm worthless. And just that small practical thing of receiving God's love and just speaking truth over myself, like, changed everything.
Yeah.
So I just want to encourage you with that, and I love you, and I'll be praying for you, and I so feel you. So feel you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Tim, can I also share something with
Of
Elizabeth?
course.
What up, sister? It's Hector. I love you. Can I ask you a question, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
If you're comfortable sharing this, I've been in a similar situation where it'd just be, I feel like I'd be happier if I wasn't here, because right now it's just stress and it's anxiety and it's sadness, and I don't really like who I am. I don't really know who I am. But
Yeah.
this is a practical thing that helped me. So if you're willing to dig deep, I want to ask you, can you tell me one thing you like about yourself? It could be anything. Could be the fact that you like movies. It could be your interest in a hobby or a music you like, just something about you that you are fond of about yourself. Do you have something?
Um,
Like, I like that. I like that when I laugh, my shriek, puppy, weird laugh, it makes other people laugh because it's annoyingly loud, and sometimes it can make people laugh. Is there something quirky or just anything about you that you like about yourself? One thing.
I mean, I like to do that. I paint, I draw. That's I like my creativity, I guess.
And we really like that about you. And hearing you say it made the whole room smile. So I think the only encouragement I have, it's just a simple, practical tool when you're, because like Tim said, man, this is gonna be a day-to-day thing. This is probably gonna be a hard road for you to continue to walk through, but just you can say it out loud, like, man, I like that I'm an artist. This makes me happy about me. This gift that God allowed me to have an interest in art and to have the gift to actually put something from my mind to my hand onto something else. You can just say that out loud, like, I like this about myself. And as you just continue to build your own self-worth and your identity and finding all of that, we're just behind you. And I really like that you're creative. That just inspired my whole life. And we are with you. So I just felt like I wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
When Hector was talking, I got like this picture of you like just doing your everyday thing at home, and it just hit you, and I like saw you say, I'm dope. Like there was this revelation of you just like, oh my gosh, I'm dope. Like, and I believe that's gonna be your story. Like, and you're gonna see that in yourself. You're not a mistake. You're dope.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Thanks. This is the first time. Well, last night was the first time I've been able to cry in a while. So
It's a good sign. It's a very good sign that you are giving yourself permission to feel again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, show and tell next week. Okay. I don't know what piece of your art you're going to be sharing with us, but I expect a submission. I expect a submission by next week. Even if I don't get a call, I expect a submission. I love you so much, Elizabeth.
Love you, Elizabeth.
Love you.
I love you. Bye.
Okay, have
Bye,
a good
sis.
day. Bye-bye. Wow.
And shout out to 700 members.
That's dope.
We hit 700?
During this
dope.
powerful phone call where
Yeah.
you're just listening, bro, and you are giving this woman a space to cry, we hit 700 members.
Praise God.
Praise God, bro.
Thank you, Lord.
You guys
Thank
are
you for all
amazing.
700.
You guys are amazing.
Unbelievable.
Harold McKenzie, Tim, I just want to share this with you, is also like a comment that was shared during the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Very kind, humbling.
Thank you, Jesus. Only he gets the glory. Yeah, you already know, Michelle Hawkins. Only he gets glory. You already know how we get down with that.
Sometimes you just gotta let it breathe.
Yeah. We hold space for people's stories, but only he gets the glory. We hold space for people's stories, but only he gets the glory.
Only you get glory.
We wide open for the stories, but only he gets the glory. We wide open for the stories, but only he gets the glory.
Only he gets glory.
All right, who's next?
Credit. Only you get glory. I will take no credit. Only you get glory. I will take no credit. Only you get glory.
Hello, my friend. You are on the line with Tim Ross. Welcome to Wide Open. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm trying to cut this other thing off. Okay, so hi Tim.
Hi.
Nephew Tim.
I love you too.
You're gonna be 50 this year. I'm gonna be 62, so that's why you're either nephew or cousin.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm freaking out. Okay.
You good. Take your time.
Okay. First, I want to say thank you. I wrote stuff down, so
Yes, ma'am.
First, I want to say thank you. God is working through you, and I see every person that you see or talk to, the one that comes after, the one that's before, like the guy said yesterday, I had all these questions, but the guy before me asked all of that. And I think that's God telling us, the next person, that you're not by yourself.
That's right.
And it's okay, keep going. And that's one less thing that we have to talk about because you've already talked about it.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. So the next thing, I have two questions.
Yes, ma'am.
One is about my son's, my three sons' relationship with me.
Okay.
And the other question is about an abroad relationship. So background right quick. I'm 61. My mother died from dementia July 25th, 23. My sister died from cancer May 18th, 22.
Wow.
And from May 22 until today, I have lost, in one way or another, no physical death, but emotional, mental, whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Death, everyone in my family. So I'm a 63 baby. So, and I'm previa placenta baby. Do you know what that is?
No, please explain.
Okay, so previa placenta is when the placenta comes first before the baby.
Got it.
So in 1963, I shouldn't even be here.
Wow.
At all. And because my mother, she said I was holding on to the sides in the toilet, and they got me to the hospital.
Wow.
And she died on the table, but I was alive. So I'm a preemie baby. I'm only a 6-month baby. I should not be here.
Understood.
So I'm here. My mother came back. You know, she said she saw a figure, and the figure was telling her no, so she came back. I had a sister and I have a brother and my father, but I was molested by my father. I think for maybe, I don't know, maybe about 4, because I was diagnosed with DID. Do you know what DID is?
I don't.
DID is dissociative identity disorder. Do you know what that is?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. For people who don't know, it's multiple personality. So in the Black community, we don't talk about mental illness, right?
Correct.
And crazy is crazy. Crazy is cute. You can only be crazy if you're already crazy. Can't nobody call you crazy if they not crazy. That's not how that works.
Right.
It's like a white person calling a Black person nigga. No, we won't be doing that.
Right.
Anyway, if you can't tell, I'm from New York.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't live in New York now, but I am from New York.
Yes,
anyway,
ma'am.
I have ADHD too, so you can tell. So anyway, so that happened. I was raped by a boyfriend at 16 because he got mad at me. 19 when I was in the military by a boyfriend because he wanted to have sex and I didn't want to. And then at 31, I think right before my 32nd birthday, in my house, in my bed with my babies in the other room. So many years of therapy, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
So in February of 24, I was watching Mike Todd do the Daniel fast thingy on his podcast. I mean, on his churchy thing. And I had never heard him before. My youngest son told me about him. I saw it. That day, it was February 14th. That day, I said, God, look, this is contractual. If you can get me to stop singing, if you can get me to stop drinking, if you could just take this taste away from me, I will follow you for the rest of my life. Yeah, somebody should tell people about fine print. You just can't arbitrarily just tell God stuff and think, hey, no, that's not how that works.
Right.
So 21 days later, no taste. No taste.
Wow.
At all.
Praise God.
And I was like, okay, this is cool, right? All right. So I used to be very, for picturesque, I used to be a lion. Now I'm a lamb. I can get lion-y. Like, I don't have no problem giving $5 for mile markers. I don't have no problem with that. I'm like you.
Yep.
Although I am a walker.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm new at this. I'm figuring I was going on on a boat with gasoline anyway. Hey,
Right.
you know. So, but I'm better. So a lot of my used to be self, I die daily. So a lot of my used to be self has died by its own accord. It's not been like, oh, I can't curse anymore. All of this stuff I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But the people in my life were used to the other beloved. I don't know which name y'all have on there. So my name is Beloved Artemis True Renee Schultz. I changed my name in 4 years ago to reflect my mother's given name. My mother's given name is Darling Renee, which means beloved rebirth.
Got it.
So, all right. So they're used to the other beloved.
Mm-hmm.
And if you talk to anybody else and they tell you how I used to be, they ain't lying. I was.
Right.
But I'm not that same person anymore. But what I noticed is that when you change and people are still the same, they don't want you to change because they still can't be the same with you.
Correct.
When you figure out they can't still be the same with you.
Correct.
I understand that when you love you love the way you know how to love or what you need.
Mm-hmm.
You can only accept what you think you're worthy of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had a guy on your show last week, I think, and he was talking about his father and his mother, and he realized that his mother had never been protected, not from his father, his grandfather, other people in the family, and the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when my mother died in 23, this journey that I've been on, I realized that I have never been protected, that I've always had to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've in turn probably overprotected my children. So when my mother died, I ended up becoming homeless. My son and his girlfriend, well, I have to say it this way. My son and his girlfriend told me that I had to leave.
Okay.
And I didn't have anywhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
So for a year, from October 31st until September 24th, I did not have a residence.
Okay.
It's the first time in my whole life I did not have a residence.
Okay.
But God is good, all right? Unbeknownst to the, what do you call it? The place, the storage place.
Okay.
I stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a young man that I was friends with a long time ago, who's a pastor now, who gave me a place to stay for 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Which was perfect. He's a pastor. He loves you. He's his dude who he's under knows you. But anyway, he's helping me with my walk.
Okay.
So all the fast forward. So my oldest son, I don't speak to anymore because of what happened. Regardless of who initiated me outside, like for Flintstone's cat, it's his responsibility because I'm his mother. He feels some type of way because at 3, I gave him to his father because I didn't think that I was worthy or able to take care of him.
Okay.
So I gave him to his father, which was my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I think my husband would not allow me to see my son?
Right.
At the time, we did not know that I had DID. I was calling him up, telling him that my 2 baby sons' father was abusive.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that, because it wasn't me calling,
Right.
So anyway, he was abusive. My 2 younger sons, I feel in my heart that my oldest son has an issue with my 2 younger sons because I kept my 2 younger sons, but I had no choice but to keep my 2 younger sons because what was I going to do? Leave him with him?
Right.
No, I took care of him.
Yep.
Now, if I could have gotten my older son, that would have been fine, but I could not. His father did not allow me that.
Got it.
So I left the 2 younger sons' father, and I took care. But through this whole time, I was a single parent. I was broken, but I was doing the best I could with what I had,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know I was broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm taking care of my boys, but I got Black boys, and we're in the South. We were in New York, but we ended up in the South. We're in the South.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 60s baby. So my understanding of South is totally different than their understanding of South.
For sure.
Because I come from a different world.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep. Absolutely.
So I was very protective, but very, very straightforward, very direct, I'm very literal. I'm like you. I see words in pictures. So when you tell me something, I can see it working in my head.
Gotcha.
So those, my boys have the last two, and the other one, when he came back into my life, they have never known. Well, the two younger ones have never known, unless it's been on their own choice. They've never known being hungry or being outside or not having or any of those things, because I made sure that they had those things. And a couple of my friends were upset when I was homeless because nobody said, well, come stay with me. I didn't want to, but it still wasn't an offer.
Got it.
Anyway, fast forward, God thing, blah, blah, blah. I started seeing things. So what I realized is that because of the way I grew up and who I was, it was like a green infection. And these since 22 till now, but mostly this last year, God has been God has been taking this infection out of me for whatever journey he wants me to do.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I know it's a journey is because my grandmother learned how to fly a single engine plane at 60. And my mother became a deacon in the Episcopal Church at 61 or 62.
Okay.
I'm 61. It's my turn. Hey,
yep.
Sister's dead, so I'm the only one that's left.
Right.
Anyway, so my oldest son I don't speak to anymore. I'm not in relationship with, but I really haven't been because he's been pissed off at me because I wasn't in his life.
Right.
But even when I explained to him why and all the rest of the other stuff and blah, 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 and I apologized and blah, 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 still no.
Okay.
Okay. So you got mommy issues. Do go to therapy. Do whatever you need to do.
Right.
If not for me, you're grown and you got babies. Why would we want to repeat? Our job as parents is not to repeat our parents.
Yep.
That's our job. Okay. So, and you're young enough to fix it. I don't want you to be 60 trying to figure it out.
Right.
So anyway, I'm not mad. It might sound that way. Anyway, middle child. I moved in 18. He tried to commit suicide.
Okay.
In 19, this is how good God is. I'm a 100% disabled vet. I was not 100% then. I got my 100%. I was like, dude, what you need me to do? I want you to come here. I did. I can't ask you. I'm coming. Because I felt like I deserted him when he went to jail. When he went to jail on his own stupidness, I told him not to do it. And I left because I couldn't handle it. But I went back. So when I went back to help him, give him the helping hand that I felt that I did not give him when he got out.
Gotcha.
I did that. He pissed it away. He allowed his then girlfriend to be rude and disrespectful. Now, my children's father, I didn't like his mother, but I was never disrespectful to her, even though he was the way with me, but that was his mother. Being disrespectful to his mother would be disrespectful to him. You don't do that. You don't do that to somebody's mama. So I told my children, I said, if your girl you, and two, because you don't have respect for that person. She don't have no respect for you. And two, she don't have no respect for me, and she don't have no respect for herself. When my middle son's girlfriend came at me, I asked him, I said, and he came at me, I said, have you ever done that to her mother? No. So why would you do it to me? You in my house. I'm taking care of you, yours. You left, and your kids and your girls still here at my house. So then I was like, okay, everybody get out. So, so then my youngest son, homeless, he's going through all the rest of his stuff. I'm still there, blah, blah, blah. So I live in the same complex that he lives in now.
Okay.
And we are not good. Matter of fact, we're not even speaking anymore as of the other day. So the last thing he did was 3 Saturdays ago, I went over to play cards. Went over to hang out. He wanted to play Phase 10. I didn't want to play. But we ended up playing. And he ended up getting mad at me while we were playing the game. And then he was telling me, you're not respecting my feelings. And I heard all of his feelings, but it's a game, dude. It's a game.
Right.
So it gets to the point where now the lion, it would have been ugly, right?
Right.
But I didn't do that. I listened to what he had to say. My feelings this, my feelings that, and I'm not arguing. I'm just listening to everything he had to say. I did laugh because I did kind of, it was funny to me in a way. You know, like, just like, dude, you pissed off at a game? And then I was shaking my head saying, this is so sad. And he was like, yes, it's sad because I can't comprehend. His wife and his kids were in there. And he goes off and he gets to the point where next time I'll curse you out and blah, 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 blah. I lost it for a minute and MF, no, you won't. And I said, stopped it. Standing there, ended up leaving, got home. I texted him a text message. Look, I see you still don't respect me. That's fine. That's the sad part. And that's okay. Something I have to accept. What you did was wrong. You're allowed to feel any way you want to feel. It's the way you do what you do.
Right.
I would never curse you out because that's disrespectful. So I knew then that it was my fault. Not what he did was my fault, but it was my fault that it got as far as it got.
Okay.
So it took me 2 weeks, but I realized that I couldn't be in his life anymore. I skipped another part about moving, but we'll get to that part. But so his in-laws were coming. Me, I felt like it was a setup, a separation of church and state.
Okay.
Where I feel like that he does not know how to share himself with his wife and his family and me at the same time. Because when he has no woman in his life, I can do no wrong. Even if I do wrong, we can sit down and discuss it and blah, 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 blah. Entitlement. Last year, he was going through some stuff. I didn't have a place, but I was giving him money to help pay his rent.
Okay.
He got mad at me about something I said and decided he wasn't going to talk to me no more. Dude, how you taking my money and you ain't going to talk to me? So when this happened, he said, well, I feel like since September, you just been disrespecting me and da-da-da. I said, yeah, but we could have talked about it. I'm telling you how I feel. You tell me, we talk. I just don't want to go back and forth and you're not respectful and blah, 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 blah. Okay. I said, just like I told you about your brothers, I'm telling you that they're hurting me, and I tell you you're hurting me, and you said, well, I don't do it no. A punch is a punch. It don't matter if it's 10 punches or 1 punch.
Right.
It's still a punch.
Right.
And I'm telling you, you're hurting me. You can't say you didn't know how I felt because as soon as I got home, I wrote you and I did not curse. I wrote and I explained how I felt. So I tell you and your wife 2 weeks later, look, I'm leaving town. I'm gonna leave. I was already supposed to go. I changed my mind, blah, blah, blah. So no one says, why are you leaving? Can we nothing. All right. So Saturday, finally, so her parents came. I did not get a direct invite. Mom, come over, come meet these people. I know you got plans, you're busy, but come over between such and such a time. Y'all can hang out, blah, blah, blah. I never got a direct invite. I got a direct invite for the baby's birthday party, but not a direct invite for that.
Okay.
So, and if you're saying, well, why you just didn't go? One, it's not my house, but I never felt like I had that ability to just show up.
Understood.
Just, like.
Yeah,
okay.
understood.
So when I got there and I said to him, I said, I understand. I said, I've changed. I was a lion and now I'm a lamb, but you're still acting the same. So obvious, and I'm still loving you the same. So obviously I have to put boundaries. I've got to do this because if it doesn't, no one else is going to do this. I am moving. And well, yeah, we just felt like, that was just, I forgot the word. That was just shady. That you just up and said you was leaving. Yeah. God wanted me to understand that I could stay or go, but if I stayed or go, he wanted me to know that it had to be by my choice, not feeling obligated, not by someone saying I was obligated, but me feeling obligated for whatever the reason. You stay because you want to stay, live where you want to live. You determine what you want and what you don't want. So that's what God was trying to tell me.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna go. So then said to me, Well, why did you tell the kids before you told us? I said, what are you talking about? I told you first and then I told the kids. Well, why didn't you meet her parents? You said you were coming and then I told you I wasn't. Well, you didn't leave an explanation. Why didn't you ask me why? That's not my job. It is your job. I'm your mother. That's your wife. If you give me an open invitation, hey, come and do this, and I don't show up, that's on me.
Mhm.
You're not giving me one. That's on you. That's not on me. Well, I don't care. That's you. I said, but Thursday, I was supposed to meet them, and your parents, your wife, your wife and I talked. She said they were going to be not home from 10 to 2. I said, well, at 2, call me or text me and I'll come through. I did not get a call or a text. But now you want to know why I didn't show up. I did what I was supposed to do. Okay, so that's the kid thing. Oh, so through all of that, see, you're not listening to me. I just feel like you've been disrespecting me, blah, 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 blah. It got to the point where he's like, we just going back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And then I asked him, I said, if you feel this way about me, why do you take my gifts? Why do you let me, why am I babysitting your children? Why am I there when you need it? Why am I helping you out when you need help? Why are you calling me to why? Because if I don't want to if I feel that way, I don't want nothing from you.
For sure.
Because you're taking from me. You're being selfish. You're only thinking about you. You're not thinking about me. I realized when I was around all 3 of my children at any given time, I always was walking on eggshells, wondering if I'm gonna do this right, if I'm not doing this right. And I used to drink and because of the DID, the alcohol thinned the lines between, so I could slip in and out of whatever.
Yep.
So I get it and I understand that, but I'm not that same person a year ago.
Right, beloved. Let me ask this question, and I'm only going to have time for one of the 2 questions. Okay. So it sounds like this one is the one. How old are those boys
This
now?
is it. The oldest one is 30. Everybody turns a year this year.
Okay.
The oldest one is 35. The middle one is 31, and the baby is 30.
Okay. And the specific question on the boys is, what's your question about the boys, about your sons?
Me walking away and letting them figure it out because I had to make boundaries and understanding that in order to live, I had to kill that part of me. I kind of know, but I did the right thing.
Got it.
I guess what I really also want to know about my grandchildren, because I don't have a relationship with them. And I feel like asking to see my grandchildren, that they still got me. You know what I mean? Like I'm still stuck.
Understood. So first of all, you raised your kids. Bravo to you, mama. Okay. You raised these boys and it's never going to be perfect, right? It's never going to be a perfect situation when you're raising kids. And when they get old enough, when they become adults, young adults to adults, they get to make their own decisions. And when they make their decisions, we get to make our decisions, right? Like you make a decision, I make a decision. I'm not bound to all of the decisions you make in the same way they're not bound to all the decisions that we make. But once they make certain decisions, we have to make certain decisions. It seems like with all 3 of them in different scenarios, you have had to make boundaries around the relationship to protect your peace, to protect your sanity. Now, I'm sure you would love to see those grandkids, but not at the expense of your peace. And if that's if that is the tension that you have to hold, my question is, have you had that conversation around, hey, we may not be able to be in a position right now where we can get along and spend a lot of time together. Can I get those kids though? Are you against me seeing my grandchildren?
I've because I'm leaving the state in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I have asked to see the kids here,
Mhm.
and 2 are on punishment. 1 I can see, but it's I was told on punishment until next month. The other one is free, but we'll figure something out. Not
Okay.
like that was the answer.
Okay.
The middle child in Florida, I can see them anytime I want. The oldest child, I can't see any of them.
Got it. Understood. So they left it
Well,
off
I
with.
could before I probably got online with you.
Say that
But
again.
I said I probably could before my middle kid before I got online with you and the oldest and the youngest one. We'll see what happens. What happened after this?
For sure.
But
For sure.
hey, life
Yeah.
keeps going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I commend you on your boundaries with your adult sons, and I would do anything I could to see those grandchildren. And this is like, and this is where obviously they get to make a decision and you have to live with their decision. But man, let's be adults around that, right? Like give them an opportunity like, hey, listen, all right, okay, I'm your mama. I'm going to always be your mama. And right now you ain't feeling me like that. Cool. I still want to be grandmama to these babies. Which one is off punishment? When can I see that one? Right? If you said we can work something out, then you tell me. I'm flexible. I'm 100% disabled vet. I got some time, but I'm about to go out of town. I would like to see which one, who can I see when I can see him? I'll put some in their hand to get back to the other ones that's on punishment. You can hold it till they get off punishment. But let me see these babies. So I would make the conversation about the grandchildren. I would respect I would acknowledge, hey, if it sounds like I'm not on your favorite persons list right now. I'm not I'm not one of the top 5 moms for you right now. It's all good. I still want to see these grandbabies. Can we work something out around them? Because the lamb.
Do I wait? Do I wait? Because I made that conversation yesterday.
Okay.
When can I see them?
Mm-hmm.
And that was we'll work something out. How long do I wait for that?
Oh, I would follow up with them today.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the if you were, I don't know if you talk to him or you text him. If you're texting him, I would say, hey, I know you were trying to figure something out about the grandkids. You said you were going to work something out. Is there anything? Would you be opposed to me helping you arrange what that looks like or when that happens? And again, that just shows your maturity to keep the main thing, which is the grandkids. You're not trying to beef with him. You're not trying to rehash old stuff. You're just trying to have the conversation that needs to be had to ensure that you can have a connection to the grandbabies.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I agree with you because that was my whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I had an issue with is you feel some type of way about me, but I'm babysitting your baby.
Yeah.
But you don't like me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
hey, now
you don't like me.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this
You
before.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. So let me say this.
Like,
Let me say this about that before I wrap up. Okay. So, that thing is a different conversation, right? Because with the other kids, you get to see them. You're seeing them when you want to, right? Like, hey, I would love the babies to come over. I want to hang out with them. It's another thing for you to drop your kid off and act like I don't exist, but then need me to be the babysitter. In that,
when you kicked me out on Saturday, I was like, I'm not babysitting no more.
Right.
Okay.
For sure. And so that situation, that's a completely different conversation because he don't get to have it. He don't get to have that, right? You don't get to conveniently drop your kid off and ask the mama that you don't like to be the babysitter when you don't want to have the mature conversation for y'all to resolve the issue. So you got to hold the tension between those two. You don't get to be babysitter, but you do want to see the babies when you want to. Not at his convenience, at your convenience. That's what I want you to keep the boundary around. You don't get to drop these babies off.
That's where I was.
Yes.
That's where I was.
Yep. And you need to hold the line right there. Hold the line right there.
Worry about that part.
Yep.
Yeah, not to worry about that part. I just needed to know that I didn't want my feelings to be in the way.
I applaud you for that.
I didn't want to be, because we could grow roses this whole parking lot here.
Right.
Playing with me.
Right.
So, and I didn't want to be that way.
Right.
I didn't want to be that way.
For sure.
You know, I wanted to be, because I knew when I had this conversation on Saturday that it was, the relationship as it had been was over.
For sure.
But I knew that. And it took me 2 weeks to work through that.
Yep.
And then it took me all day yesterday to mourn that.
Understood.
Because I understood that I would probably lose everything in the process. Like I told you in the beginning, I've lost every member.
Yeah.
In the family I thought I grew up in, I did not grow up in.
Mm-hmm.
And the family I thought I raised, I did not raise.
Understood.
So I've lost everything. Me and Joe, we high five in the booty slap. You understand?
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that you got some confirmation today. I applaud your boundaries. Stay the lamb. You don't have to be the lion. You are beloved for a reason. And I love you. I love you so much.
Long. I
Girl, take it. No, it's all good. I love you so much. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
Love you back.
Okay.
You too.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let me tell you something. I love my New Yorkers.
Did you see what part?
Huh?
Did she say what? Because she's giving me Queen's vibe.
It might have been. I don't know what part, but I love my wife's from New York.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I love my New Yorkers, dog.
Yeah.
Built different.
They keep it a buck.
Oh yeah.
They keep it a buck. I love it. I love it.
It's the amazing piece, the way that you active listen, Tim.
Oh yeah.
It's literally a clinic daily.
And your patience is everything.
Well, I know we've talked about this before. Hopefully people pick this up for their own relationships.
Yeah.
Active listening, the key word is active.
Yeah.
Not passive.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You cannot be distracted.
Yeah.
You do this right in your relationships, and the gains are astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
But passive listening, man, that gets you nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That gets you nowhere.
It trips me out because like people, even for me, like in my anger and with my lack of self-awareness for so long of my life, I would listen to respond, or I would have that ability to want to be like win an argument, or prove that I was right, even if my intentions were well, and even if I was right.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like when I see you active listening, like how you were just doing.
Yeah.
It's remarkable to me, and thank you for modeling it, because I see that you're listening, you're holding space, and you're still like ready to respond accurately and intentionally.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, man, it's awesome to see.
I think the other thing that was important for people to realize in that particular conversation, where you could also identify the active listening, is to be honest about what you don't know. Do you know what this is? I don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How many times in a relationship, just in a conversation, right? Hey, have you seen such and such movie? Oh, yeah. You ain't seen the movie. Right? We just want to keep it going along at the expense of like curiosity and being ignorant.
Wow.
I can't lie like that, because I'm gonna get caught.
But
why would you lie?
I know, but I'm telling you, humans.
Okay.
Humans do it.
In a regular conversation, you have no idea how many times a person lies about something they don't know, acting like they do,
Wow.
or they do know, acting like they don't, because they just want the conversation to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
They don't want, they're like,
Yeah.
I'm curious to
So
get a take on
she
something.
she
too.
could have literally, those 2 moments where she was like, "Do you know what that is?"
Uh-huh.
If I would have been like, well, she'd have just kept going. But I know I don't know what that means.
Yeah, the placenta baby
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
DID,
Yeah.
once she spelled it out, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I do know that. I didn't know the acronym.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not used to hearing the acronym.
Yeah.
So you also have to be okay with not knowing stuff.
Yeah.
You don't know it all.
Yeah. Well, it's humility.
It takes
It's not
humility to
pride.
do that. It takes humility to do that. But I'm telling you, there's a whole lot of people.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty in my life.
Yeah.
Like I've said white lies. It's just in corporate America, code switching.
Yeah.
And it became a conditioned response sometimes in conversations. If a conversation in my past, like, and still actively working on things like this, but if a conversation didn't serve me, or if I didn't feel like I was getting value out of the conversation, I would just like move the conversation along.
Did you want to take another call or let it be done for the day?
Maybe. Yeah, we can take another call.
Okay,
Amen.
understood. Let me try to set it up.
Yeah,
This was one of the OGs that you were trying to get on. So.
No, that was who we just got on. This person right here. No, the one below. That person.
Yeah,
We just talked to that person.
I just think that we can all sharpen our active listening skills to the point where the conversations are enriching.
Yeah.
So this will be our last call for today.
Roger that.
Okay.
Sure. We got missed.
My friend, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself. You're on with Tim.
Hi, ooh, am I on right now?
You are on, my friend, live, and we can hear you just fine.
Okay, so you gonna hear a little bit. Is she all right? First of all, okay, I'll be having a chick. First of all, thank you for having.
Absolutely. May I ask your name, please?
Oh, Ava.
Ava? Hi, Ava.
Yes. Hi. Oh, why am I so suddenly nervous? Jesus. I have. This is really just. It's not a personal thing. I watch you every single day faithfully.
Thank you.
While I'm with my child.
Mhm.
So I get a lot of what I need personally through other people's business. So I don't really need anything personally for myself, like in my home personal story. However, I do want to know how you feel about this.
Okay.
Um, I feel in a sense vexed in my spirit. Um, I sense a lot of things. I feel a lot of things that's going on. Just in life personally, and even heavier now because I'm a parent.
Okay.
I have a 5-month-old, and the pregnancy process was kind of a bit difficult for me, but also coming into just being a parent, going through that thing, postpartum, everything. It's really heavy on top of the fact of seeing what's going on in the news and in media. It's hit me heavy, and um, I prior to me being a parent, I was on this kind of journey.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, my child.
No
I was on
worries.
this kind of journey where I was just kind of, and she just woke up from her nap, so I was like, "Ooh, can you get in before she get up?"
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, sugar. So I was in this journey in my life, and I was just like, Lord, what's going on? Everything is just so new, and what I thought it was like going on, it is not going on anymore. Like
Mm.
everything that I said in stone that I thought it was going to be, in any situation, whether it be relationships, marriage, womanhood, manhood, all those things. It is literally like as though God kind of threw that all away and had me on my own personal journey just to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm in it. And as I begin to start like things really being revealed to me, I start to get really heavy. And then now it's, fast forward to now I'm a parent.
So I'm feeling everything so heavy. And the main thing is too is that I'm wondering how you feel about suffering well.
Mm.
I think something is heavily coming, not just for the body of Christ, everybody. And I feel heavy about it because it's
Mm.
like, do we like why? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand, revelation is and what's going on, but I feel I feel like burdened by it,
Mm-hmm.
heavy hearted around it, but I also feel vexed.
Okay.
And what I said to Derek before was like I feel vexed to the point of almost physically fighting and spiritually fighting. Like, what's up? Like, throw them
Hmm.
hands, period.
Right.
Like, let's go.
Right. Right. Right.
And so it's like, but of course, obviously, every situation does not merit that.
Right.
Um, but I still feel like there's a fight to happen.
Mm.
And so I just want to know how you feel about suffering well, what we do in the struggle, and really how we fight on the stance of really sitting, just being in Christ. Like, and what do we do with those emotions of those kind of heavy, vexing emotions? I understand prayer, fasting, and all of those things, but still, like, what do how you get it through? Because every day is just an everyday step, but it's like it's becoming heavier.
For
And
sure.
so how do you deal with that?
Absolutely. I'm grateful you brought this up. Yeah, I have had several of my friends um, that feel very strongly that there is going to be an economic um, pain point in our country that um, is going to be felt far and wide. Doesn't matter what uh, socioeconomic category or class you may be in, it's going to be felt by the majority of people. And as believers, I'm not sure, I don't even have to say that. We're not equipped to suffer because we don't even hear messages around suffering enough. And so um, that is something that I do not believe that we as believers are prepared for. And I'm talking about like the Western Church, Americans. We're not prepared to suffer. Um, I think those of us that have come from backgrounds where they didn't have a lot, um, we're going to be okay because we didn't have it, then we had it, and we don't mind not having it again. Like it's just like it ain't gonna be a thing. Like um, we kind of came up through suffering, and we came out of suffering. And if we got to go back through suffering, and it's not because of bad decisions we made, but because of just the state of the world, I think those people are going to fare very well. Those that have been like maybe middle class, upper middle class, and to the higher echelons of wealth, they're not going to be okay because they've never had suffering outside of maybe a missions trip for a week and a half. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, they're going to have a real problem because Reynosa, Mexico was a missions trip and now it's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to know what to do. You can't do a human video and then leave and go to the beach. Like that's just not what it is. Um, the burden that you feel, the vexation that you feel, that requires more investigation. I would like to know, and I'm curious to know, have you investigated that more to kind of figure out where that vexation is coming from?
Um, define investigation because I pray, I ask God, and even in my own thing, I'm in a sense of like, okay, well, I guess maybe this to help you understand.
Okay.
Um, I'm I've been a believer my whole life.
Yes, ma'am.
My grandmother has really been the person who kind of ushered me in, even from the room. She was, now I don't know how she thought I heard, but she was reading me from what she tells me and everybody in my family. She's been reading me Bible scriptures since I was when fast forward to me being 7, 5, 7, going to church, just literally sitting, reading time was I'm gonna read the Bible and you're gonna read it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Young ages. So she kind of ushered me into faith. And um even when I was 9 years old, I'm come from a Pentecostal faith. And they had them little convocations all the time
Mm-hmm.
every year. And so I'm sitting there, I'm not tripping, I'm just minding my business. And before I knew it, boom, I'm like speaking in tongues. And she's like, and it's almost like as though I like almost fell into her arms in a sense, and I was just speaking. And I knew my face was like, what's going on? But still my mouth was just going.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking at me like, it's okay, it's the spirit, it's the spirit. And so I'm like, but still in my mind, I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
And so I didn't I knew, okay, yeah, you're gonna have the spirit profession, the spirit of tongues and all that. I knew that, but I didn't think it would happen like that. And at this time I wasn't baptized.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to like later on, that was later on that summer, I got baptized. I was 9 years old. That was me like, you know what, God, I give it all. Fast forward to now, I'm a believer, but it's still in a sense of I approach scripture and I approach things as though God is though not in a sense of him, he's just good. He's sovereign,
Right.
which means he's ruler, which means he actually controls things.
Mm-hmm.
And so if things happen, it happened because God has something to do with it. And so in my mind, and my kind of struggle is in the sense of me kind of battling with God in a sense, but also battling with people because it's like some things seem very basic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like um like kind of serving people in a sense of, in the workplace, as well as you just being a good person, just seems like certain things make sense to me,
Right.
but it doesn't seem like it makes sense to other people. You know what I mean?
Understood.
And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I'm constantly in the sense of just like this, trying to add it all up. And also I'm mad because I also feel too, I don't even want to really call myself a Christian. I call myself a Christos believer. I call myself a follower of Christ. But Christian just seems like the second you say it, it's a negative connotation. And it's this, you gotta be this way, you gotta be this way. And then they never see your humanity once you say it. And so I'm just like, how do you, I don't know, I don't wanna, I hope I'm just saying things okay.
You're
But
fine.
it seems just, I don't know. That's the kind of thing. It's just like I'm in a sense of battling God and trying to figure out what's going on and all of those things and kind of counseling with him. But I'm also just really mad at humanity,
I
and
got you.
it's just kind of balancing that. Outside of like, of course, life is life.
Yep.
So you go through life, but I feel like in some cases I'm learning better to manage life more than I'm also managing, because I understand how people are.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of like I don't speak what I would like to. I don't say what I like. I don't move in a certain way
Mm-hmm.
because I'm understanding and getting and really fortifying my relationship with Christ as well as understanding how people are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm dealing with life in a certain way
Yep.
because but also in that same I'm still having that battle, if that makes any sense.
Makes perfect sense. I think one of the things that is very important for us to understand as believers is that we need spaces where we can vent. We need spaces where we can talk about we always talk about we live in a fallen world and all that kind of stuff. We don't talk about how bad and how ratchet and how ugly and how disgusting and how deplorable it really is. And we don't make space to talk about it with frustration. Like
Yeah.
there are segments of our society. We could talk about the homelessness. It's that human feces could be on the street like dogs pooping and bird droppings in the context and confines of the wealthiest nation in the entire world it's deplorable to me. The human trafficking crisis is deplorable to me. Black on black crime is deplorable to me. It's not just heartbreaking, it's angering. It's stupid. Like I want to scream to the top of my lungs. There was a rapper the other day. Him and his daughter got murdered at a car wash.
That broke my heart. Absolutely.
Like all of creation groaning. There's a lot for creation to groan about. These streets are ratchet. Like it's the debauchery. It doesn't matter what direction you take it in, whether it's money, power, or sex. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, pride of life. The subcategories of how that's all playing out is horrific in some places, gut-wrenching in others, vomit-inducing, and we are just supposed to pray. But like that's what the Western church tells us. Just pray about it. But like the psalmist didn't just pray about it. They put pen to paper and they let their frustration be heard. David wanted his enemies killed and their teeth broken, which always tickles me. I don't know why. Breaking somebody's teeth is that is a level of petty and specificity that just always has humored me. But like, yeah, like Brene Brown, and I know Brene Brown's not a practicing or professing believer in Jesus Christ, but she makes a statement that I know to be true. I've been in ministry for 29 years. And she said, after all the hundreds of thousands of hours that I've spent talking to human beings and processing life with them, they do a lot of praying and a lot of cussing. But our church only tells people to pray. So nobody gets to get in touch with their anger. Nobody gets to be as angry as the prophets in the Bible. Nobody gets to be as angry as Jesus, who literally made a belt and whooped everybody out of the temple. So for us to only be tapping into one side of our emotions is not good for our nervous system anyway. And maybe that's why so many people snap. Because we haven't
Or
created.
leave the faith entirely
Say that again.
as well. I said, or leave the faith entirely.
Or leave the
because it's
faith
just
entirely.
economics.
That's right. Because we won't even give permission to somebody like you to vent and be vexed by the burden that you feel you're holding from the Lord. Like, nah, we gotta have space for all of it. We gotta be wide open for, like, we can't be afraid of our own anger, let alone somebody else's. Again, the Bible says that we can be angry and sin not. But we have associated anger with sin. We've conflated the two, and they're not the same thing. I need to be angry about some stuff. But because everybody's supposed to be showing restraint and we feel like anger means that you've lost control. No, anger is an emotion that there's an injustice. We need anger. Anger informs us when we've been done wrong. Anger informs us when other people have been done wrong. Sometimes we need we need to tell somebody something and they get angry on our behalf. That's the only reason why we know it's wrong. I can't tell you how many times somebody has. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I believe, and you tell me how you feel about this. I believe that you remember when John Lewis was saying good trouble, get into good trouble. I think anger fortifies us in to put ourselves in good trouble. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Fight a good fight.
Absolutely.
I think that's exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And without anger, you don't even move in that direction. That doesn't come out of like, man, just pure happiness has caused me to come over here. No, like there's some injustices that demand responses. That's why I always got to pray, because again, I'm from a place where, hey, if somebody did something, you rode on them. Like that was the code. The code was, if this person does this, we riding on that nigga. Point blank, period. And so as a believer, I've had to like, okay, Lord, I feel this anger. How shall I ride? Because I don't get to go shoot up the house. So it might have to come through a confrontation. It might have to come through prayer. It might have to come through me getting on the phone and telling the person that I'm on the phone with what I want to tell the other person, but don't have permission by God to do, but I need to get it out somewhere. Like that, all that got to still happen for the body to be okay. We got to stop thinking every time we hear somebody pop off that they must be spiritually immature. That's not the case.
And here's another thing to that too. Like, I don't have a church home. My pastor went on to see the Lord. I believe it's been some time, but it was like very like the end of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually it was, yeah, because I was 8 months in, so yeah, it was about maybe, yeah, about the September type of thing. So yeah, it was. She's not here, and everybody saw her as kind of like we know how they all see. Most believers, all they see is, just, they prayer lines, she's like the go-to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm thinking like, okay, now that she's not here, what we gonna do now, church? Like,
Right.
what are you gonna do now when your pastor isn't here anymore, and you probably can't go to that particular prayer line to do, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
Where do you go?
Absolutely.
I don't have a place to really, I don't have a place of believers to really, come to and be like, hey, I feel this way.
Right.
And so I don't have a place to place these feelings, except for avenues like this, or for a group of people on the internet. Because I don't really, I'm a full-time parent, I don't really go nowhere.
Right. For
So
sure.
really, the only community I get is here with you, Tim,
Well,
and all of you all.
And I appreciate it, Ava. I'm about to wrap up, but I do want to say that you do have us as a community, and as we continue going through whatever this suffering is going to look like, we only going to be able to get in touch with the people that's right around us anyway. So we got to curate that conversation. We got to curate that relationship and those relationships with people around us. Listen, where two or three are gathered together, there he will be in the midst. We don't need to be rolling no small groups. Ain't got to be 10 to 12 deep. Like, I'm chilling with my tribe right here. We do life together, literally, every single day. And it's just the four of us rocking out. It's all inclusive. I don't need nobody else. Like, I'm good. And my wife and kids, and then like 3 or 4 more other people that I got, I'm chilling, man. Don't nobody need no 67 friends. Don't nobody need no 1,100 friends.
And I'm like, can you have real friendships?
Hell no.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, you don't have the capacity to have 67
the 12 disciples,
friends.
but he was close to 3.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And only one was kicking it on his chest.
Yeah, they dwindled down to just.
Like, man, come on. The apostles, when they had to replace Judas, they was like, we need somebody that's been with us from the beginning. They had 2 dudes, and they rolled dice. They rolled dice over them dudes.
They casted lots. They were like,
Yep. And then Matthias won, and he got in, and you never heard from that nigga again.
Nope.
ever.
Like, the only time you heard from him is Acts 1.
When they called him, when they were like, which
They
one?
rolled
We
dice.
cast
They got him
lots.
in. This nigga's never mentioned again. From that point through the end of Revelation, it's like, but there was 12 though.
It was.
So anyway, I'm glad we got to end on something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope. All right, everybody. I'm at the Improv tonight with Jamie Kilstein.
Did you say bye to Chloe?
Oh, is she still on?
Hey, sister, you still there?
¿Qué pasó?
Oh, I thought you wrapped up the call.
Did we say bye? I don't think we said bye.
I was just.
I think
starting
she
to
just
think that.
dipped out knowing, like, okay, I think they're wrapping up. Bye.
Oh, okay.
I feel
Well, we love you, Chloe.
Hey, love you,
sure
girl, if you're
do.
still on.
Thank you
No,
for your
her name's
vulnerability.
Ava.
Oh, yeah,
Ava.
Ava.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the Discord name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no
Well,
worries.
she initially said that she wasn't gonna go by her original name, so that's why it kind of threw me off when she was like, "Yeah, I want to be seen," and she actually used her
That's
real
dope.
name. Yeah. So.
No, I love it.
She is off the call, so we're good.
Okay.
It's
amen.
all good.
Hey, so tonight,
Tonight,
Timprov, Addison Timprov.
hey, if y'all ain't at the 10 prop tonight
Come
for
on.
me and Jamie Kilstein, that's your fault.
Hey.
We're recording it, but we ain't recording it to show you.
No.
You should have just been in the house. That's
just
your
pulled
fault
up.
that you ain't there, okay? I am Tim Ross. That is Hector Guerrero. That is Derek Santiago. Juliana. Buendia. Karlovich. I love you guys. Wide open. Wednesday is a wrap, March 11th. I will see y'all tomorrow.